Welcome everyone to another episode of Quotables. Joined with me today, like always, is my friend Ernie.
Hello, guys. How are you doing? And as always, I am joined by my co-host Lex.
Yes, hello, hello. And once again, we are joined by our guest, Sang Kang.
What up? What up? What up?
Oh, damn, he
The
came in strong.
The last installment
May
in
I
this
s-
trilogy.
Yeah, may I say something? And,
Spider-Man 3.
Yeah,
Glad to be back.
I'm excited to do this one. Like, I feel like this is the one that it's a long time coming.
Yep.
And when we started this Quotables podcast, like me and Carlos, this is one of the movies that
We were
Look,
kind of waiting
we're
to get
waiting
to
for. Yeah.
I'm trying
So-
to back.
the best.
So I'm glad that you're joining us though, because I know you're gonna be in the same boat as us.
I'm glad I'm here.
Yeah.
Oh, I also had a
Fresh off
question. You know, you guys' intro right there?
Yeah.
That's every podcast,
Thank you.
right?
Kind
So
of.
what you do? Like,
Yeah,
hey,
yeah,
this
pretty
is my
much.
host.
Most of
About
the time,
yeah.
yeah,
We
yeah.
just
My
got
co-host.
honestly the last couple episodes he introduces me
It's
and then I
scripted.
introduce him.
Well, in the
Because
beginning
sometimes
of
he
the
forgets to
in the
introduce
beginning,
himself.
in our beginning episodes, Ernie would always try to tie in his introduction with a movie.
Yeah.
Ah,
And it
I
would just
see.
come off sometimes a little bad.
There was one that was really solid where I said hello Lex, and I thought that was pretty good. Or Dex, sorry.
It was Dex versus
Oh,
Star
good one.
Wars.
That was a British.
That was-
Was that a British accent right there?
I don't
No,
that
it
was
wasn't. Well, actually,
was a-
kinda, yeah,
I
because
guess
Ian
it
McGregor.
is. It's Ewan McGregor. So.
That's like Scottish or
Yeah,
something.
but we are doing Spider-Man 3. This movie was made in 2007. One of the, at the time, I remember it being one of the most hyped up movies of the summer because it was closing out. The trailer cool. We're gonna get Venom.
Yep.
We're gonna get the Hobgoblin.
The
we're
way
gonna
that
get
trailer set it up, didn't
Sandman.
it?
They set it
Yep.
up six. The
Yeah.
fall of Spider-Man, basically the black suited
Cool
Spider-Man.
special effects in the
um,
thing.
Mr. Dickovich, all this shit.
The return of the guy that says thanks.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yep.
He's always
I
back.
forgot his name
In the
right now,
front,
but
yeah.
So let's get into it, shall we, boys?
Let's
of
do it.
course, let's do
For
it.
one last time.
I'm
One
ready.
last ride with
Let's
Sam.
do it.
I'm kidding. So we get the intro music, and it's a little eerie this time because we know some
that's
shit
right.
is going to happen.
It's a little
And they
darker.
also go back and this time they use video footage instead of like the pictures. Looks like they got a bigger budget this
stepped
time.
it up. Stepped it up.
And then they show like kind of the symbiote kind of like going around and like the sand a little bit. There's like a little point you see the sand a bit. And then of course after all that we get yet again Peter Parker opening it up. It's me, Peter Parker, your friendly neighborhood. You know.
Yeah.
I've
You
come a
know.
long way from being the boy who was bit by a spider. Back then nothing seemed to go right for me. Now, oh look, it's Spider-Man. The kids.
Yeah.
So people really like me. Hey, stick around. It's gonna start a couple of minutes. He's watching that video of
The
himself.
video.
And then the kids are-
Immediately as the movie starts, when he starts swinging through the buildings and stuff,
Mhm.
it makes you kind of excited for the CGI. That's what
Because it's bigger budget.
for the
maybe
first
better.
time, and the first time you watch it at least. Like the swinging looks like it's better special effects.
Yeah,
Yeah, for
there's
sure.
a lot
And
of
all the other
things that
ones.
the CGI fix, and then there's like some really
Yeah,
bad
and we'll
shit
get
that
in
they
there.
do. We'll
Yeah,
get
yeah.
into
And we'll
it,
get
but-
in there.
The fame's getting Peter. It seems like the city is safe and sound. Guess I had something to do with that. My uncle Ben would be proud. I still get
Nice.
to school. Top of my class.
Yep.
So he's finally managed to balance his life between Spider-Man and himself.
But he's still getting
But
picked on.
kids are
Spitball.
still dicks to him.
Yep.
He's in class. We get the intro to Gwen Stacy. Peter gives her a little sweet thumbs up. He's like, They have a little sexual tension. Then I got that random dude blinding him in the eye for some reason. I don't know.
Yeah.
Everyone's still fucking with this poor guy. Like, dude,
Yeah.
why? Like
'Cause
these
he's
guys,
wearing glasses
you're
now,
in
dude.
college, bro. Like,
He wasn't
Okay.
wearing glasses actually.
No, I'm just
Yeah,
kidding.
okay.
I'm just fucking around.
like I don't know. Like, we've been to college classes, and have
Yeah.
you seen people do that? And people don't do that in college.
Nobody does
No.
that.
That's
Yeah,
high school
everybody's
shit.
on their own business.
Exactly.
Yeah,
The
the
they're
way
just
they
trying to
make
get
this
their
movie
shit done.
seem is like they're like back in the 80s. You know, like when
Yeah.
you see those 80 movies where like
Yeah.
kids were always getting bullied. That's how they made it seem in the 2000s. I was like, no one was doing that.
Because the class he's got to
No,
be taking is what
for
like
sure.
fucking molecular astrophysics or I don't even know what the hell he's doing, but like something hard. Why are kids wasting their time trying to fuck with him?
I mean,
you know what I mean? It's like
not
not even
put
paying attention in class.
I put
like,
two and two together too. Like
Two
maybe
and
because
two.
he's such a smart ass. Like people hate him for that because he's so smart. Because
I
like
mean,
remember in the
maybe.
second one he goes like
But then
he-
when
he
Gwen
would raise his
Stacy
hand a
answered
lot,
her and
answer
they
the
suck her
questions.
tits.
But
kidding.
that's
No, I feel what you're saying. I see what
you know
you're
what I
saying.
mean. So
I mean, I guess, but even I mean, I've had kids like that in class. I don't fucking go out of my way to make their lives miserable. You know what I mean?
yeah, I don't fucking know why
Like
they
you
did
just
that
think about
stuff.
like this fucking guy again. Like,
he's a let's fuck with him today.
Yeah.
Like,
let's get him.
spitball. There's that
No.
guy in the back that does the spitball to him, and
Yeah,
he just
that's
looks
right,
like he
yeah.
doesn't belong in that.
I
class.
know.
Like
smart
why
ass
is he
class.
I
there?
think that guy just goes into classes and just fucks with kids every time he just walks.
Yeah,
in
he's
every
gonna
class,
drop out.
for sure.
Yeah,
I don't think he's gonna make it. Bro.
sophomore.
He's not
Yeah,
gonna
for
make it.
sure.
And I'm in love with the girl of my dreams.
Ah.
Conveniently placed. He's looking at this layaway layaway ring.
What
And the
does
sweet little
layaway
old man
mean?
looks at him. He's all like, I don't know. They make a little eye
That's right.
contact like when he's looking at the ring.
What
so-
what does layaway mean? I never.
Oh, like
Oh,
going on
wow.
layaway, like
You never
it's
had
like,
layaways, huh?
It's like a payment
Layaway?
plan, right?
It's basically you put it
Oh, it's
on
like
the
you
side, and
finance
then you
it.
keep paying it and then once you're done paying it, you can have it.
Yeah.
Oh,
exactly, yeah.
So they're
Okay.
holding it for you.
Oh, so it's like just like a payment program.
Yeah,
oh,
pretty much.
No,
That's
yeah.
crazy.
I've never done
I'm
anything layaway.
Well, no, I've
I don't really hear much of it. That kind
I
of
haven't heard it, but
much.
Layaway,
I've
it's
no
not a
I've
thing,
noticed the Kmart used to have it.
the
Because
Kmart.
I think I've only been to Kmart like twice in my life.
Throw-
I've only been a
Throwback
few times, but it was
Thursdays.
super Kmart, you know, whatever. But
Yeah,
So
fuck
now
Kmart.
we cut to, we cut to MJ in her play. She's super famous now. She's even top billed. Peter gets all access seating. You know what a guy. You know, and then he's like sitting next to some big ass dudes. He's all, oh, I'm so nervous. And I wonder if because remember he was in line like asking for the ticket.
Yeah.
Like I wonder if everyone made it behind him because as soon as he went in to sit down, the show just started immediately.
yeah,
So
it was
I don't- I
kind of
don't think those
weird.
people
That's
got
that
it.
movie
Yeah.
magic right there.
That's
Yeah,
movie magic.
probably.
Movie magic. MJ sings her sweet little love song as Peter sings along with her. He's all, "That's my girlfriend."
Incredible.
Incredible. And I don't get why he had said he's so nervous. He's seen the play, right? Obviously,
He
he
knows
knows
the
the words
lyrics
unless
to
they
it.
practice
Yeah.
together. I don't know, but or this is opening night. I think this is opening night because
Maybe,
they,
yeah.
they
Or
she
she
talks about the
probably
review.
practiced with him.
Of course, yeah.
you know
of
what I'm
course.
saying? That's what's probably going on right there.
That's kind of cool to have. Like,
Dude, I
imagine.
liked that sequence of her like that play.
Mm,
You know,
mm,
it looks
mm.
very beautiful. Like the background with the
does.
little
They make it look really
star.
nice for that play, like just for
Yeah.
that little moment, brief moment. Like you can see that.
Well, have you
it's a
guys
pretty
been to
good
play.
play.
Happy.
Broadway shows at all?
Yeah, yeah.
Never.
They're,
And
they're
pre-
awesome.
They're fucking
They're
cool,
super
dude.
I've
crazy.
never been to like.
Dude,
a
I've never been to
big
New
play.
York, but like yeah.
Oh,
I've been to,
no,
like,
they're probably better
Vegas's
there,
and
huh?
L.A. Oh yeah, of course.
I
And they
did.
just
I
go
did. I
all
did
out,
an
huh? They go
Aladdin
all out,
one,
dude.
and like, and the way they do things, are you're like, holy shit, how the fuck are they doing
I've
this?
seen
It's
like the Lion
crazy.
King, and, like the Phantom of the Opera. Dude, those things were intense.
Did I want to see Phantom of the Opera?
was
I also
super
want to
cool.
see Wicked.
Saw the movie.
Oh, I saw
Phantom
Wicked
of the
too. That
Opera.
was
Yeah,
good.
Wicked
That was
looks
good.
cool as
Book
fuck.
of Mormon's great too. If you ever seen it.
Damn,
Um,
dude.
You know what I'm saying?
Been in
He's
there.
everywhere,
So,
bro.
yeah.
I haven't seen any of this shit.
Peter
He doesn't
Pan.
invite.
Peter Pan.
I get all that.
Great. I'm just kidding.
Not good.
We cut to the balcony seating where Harry is watching creepily, and Steven stares at Peter, and he has a little smile. He's got some plans. Dude.
Yeah, of
Yeah,
course.
he was weird now.
He's very strange.
look-
He's
has
full
this
on.
weird
He's full
facial
on gob.
expression.
He's
Yeah.
full on gobby. Everyone exits the theater, and then these ladies in front of him. I thought she was good. And, like
Yeah.
super random. Like, but okay, you know how I said she was top billed, but
Yeah.
even on the billing, she's third. There's like 2 stars ahead of her, so she wasn't the main star. I don't think.
Yeah.
No, but I guess.
But she was mainly the people walking out were mainly talking about MJ.
maybe
Yeah.
because
So,
she
yeah,
was
just
like
like
the
the
opening act.
Yeah, the opening act of it or something.
Peter stops Harry. He's like, I need to talk to you. Explain things. He's like, with the squinty eyes, like, tell it to my father. Raise him from the dead. He's like, I'm your friend, Harry. I cared about your father. And then we cut to Peter, you know, and then he like leaves, whatever. Then we cut to Peter running into MJ, congratulating her. And then he's like, she's like, how was I? He's like, you were great. He's like, you said great. So thanks for my flowers. They're beautiful. Oh, and those are from Harry. Those are big ass ones. He's like, and then she's like, the applause wasn't very loud. And Peter starts to nerd out and explain why she didn't hear the sound. So, well, the acoustics in here and the vibrating muskrats and and then while he's saying that, director of the place spits a spitball at him. No, I'm kidding. No, he doesn't. I'm just kidding.
Ah,
Yeah,
I
everybody
looked at
hates
you. I was
him.
like, I don't know.
Everybody's
I
confused,
was like,
like,
did you see the director's cut?
Was
That was 3.1?
Yeah, it's 3.1. Yeah, dude, what the-
Oh,
Dude, I looked at you. I was
That's
like,
okay,
what?
buddy.
The one that
She says,
shit-
"You're such a nerd."
I know.
And
That's
you're,
right.
you know, it's a sweet moment though.
because you know he's
moment.
trying his best to make her feel better. I just want to
course.
say something
Okay, here
before
we
we
go.
get into this.
Here we go.
You always say before we get into this.
Oh, yeah, because
We'll be at
we're
the end.
already-
You'll be like, before we get into this.
Yeah, because we're gonna get into the rest of it, dude. Honestly, I like this movie. Obviously, it has its flaws and shit, but I really, really dig the way Mary Jane is played by Kristen Dunst in this movie. I think she does
Yeah.
the best acting out of the whole trilogy in this particular movie. Everyone
I
else
agree.
kind of is not as good as she does.
This is actually
She-
kind of how I feel is that she actually does the same acting and like which is solid. Like she's been in a couple movies and she's fine in them. But for me at least, it seems like Tobey Maguire and James Franco cared less this time. You know what I'm saying?
They-
Like
Phoning it in.
yeah,
At some
were
point,
just
they're
kinda
probably like, you know, this is it. We're
No,
kind of done.
And it was all just like muscle memory, and they were just like doing their character. Probably just they're trying to make some money off Spider-Man
yeah,
3.
but here's the thing.
But
though,
Kirsten
like,
Dunst, I mean, she still did what
yeah,
she did.
like at this point, like in time, supposedly, it was rumored that they were going to do Spider-Man 4. Like that was
Oh, yeah,
that was
I
a script that
remember,
was
yeah.
so this was gonna lead to that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So like they kind of knew that they were going to, but I think they might have at this point they were probably done
Yeah.
because like they wanted to be.
No,
Because
for
I
real.
think like a lot of things with like actors and like superhero movies is like at some point they do these acting for those movie roles,
Yeah.
and that they're branded that character for the rest of their life. Like Chris Evans is always going to be Captain America.
Yeah, of course.
Like Chris
Nah, he's gonna
Hemsworth
be
is
freaking Johnny
Hugh
Flame, bro.
Jackman.
I know, but
always
you know,
Wolverine.
but you know what I'm saying. Like that's what they're known for now. Hugh
And
Jackman.
then too, I've always heard
Wolverine.
like stuff like a lot of those guys don't want to lock in for an extra because Marvel especially they do like fucking you
Oh, it's
gotta
like
be locked in
contracts.
for like 6 movies, bro. You can't
Fuck
you know what I mean?
that,
And like
yeah.
that's tough. Like, it's like
and then
shit,
yeah.
and then
that's a
you-
commitment.
That
yeah, and then
is.
it takes like a toll out of you because you're like, man, what if I want to make this freaking indie movie?
I can do this all day.
Yeah.
So there you go.
Oh.
America's
Um,
ass.
So yeah. So speaking of Harry, we cut to him doing some goblin shit. He's walking out of that chamber all sick with his shirt out. He's like,
Just like his dad.
and I
Wait,
wonder-
hold on.
I wonder if he spazzed out like his dad.
Oh, yeah. he could've.
And then Bernard's all.
Is this the first time you think he used the green
I don't
gas?
think so.
No,
I think
he had
he's
been
done
using it
for
already.
sure.
He has
Yeah.
been, but then
I
here's
think
the
he
thing:
has.
the first attack on Spider-Man is coming, right?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
So
yeah.
it's like, so you think he's just been testing the green gas and like,
Maybe
you know what I'm saying?
he's just getting more accustomed to it. Maybe.
I guess.
He's doing like it looked like he's doing like these small doses of it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because he keeps like having to hit it, right?
I don't know. He's only hit it once the whole movie, right?
He's only hit it once.
Really?
That
I
green,
remember he has
bro.
like gases
we don't know
there.
what was happening in between.
Yeah.
But yeah,
so
so I don't
he
know.
might be hitting that shit all
It's
day.
that director's cut.
Him
That's
and
the
Burner.
stiz.
Him and Bernard.
He has a stizzy full of the,
He's all-
the green gas.
We cut to MJ and Peter on a huge spider web in the park watching the stars. So romantic. Hopefully, no one walks into this park, because they'll see him like, oh hey, it's
The big
Yeah, pretty random.
wait, are you Spider-Man?
And then MJ's like, tell me you love me.
Oh.
And I
like
and
that.
I think we're talking about the MJ thing, but I think they work better as a couple than they did without not a couple.
Yeah.
Because like it's not as awkward. I feel like.
Yeah.
And they start macking out super hard, and then the asteroid falls, revealing the symbiote. I
wanna-
always do that stupid song.
Yeah, I want to say something because remember last we
Before
were
we get
talking
into
about before we get into it.
yeah.
So last episode, Spider-Man 2, we were talking about J. Jonah Jameson's son. What's his name? John Jameson. Yeah.
Jameson, yeah.
So in the cartoons, you remember he plays a bigger role. In the cartoons, he actually goes to space and brings back the symbiote suit.
John Jameson.
John Jameson, and it gets
'Cause
on him, and then it goes on the rest.
He's like, you up there with me?
Yeah,
Dude,
so-
that would have made it way more interesting.
yeah, but like
if
they
that had
they
happened.
changed a lot of things, and I think.
But I don't see how it would have fit in this
yeah.
story.
I mean,
The movie was
not
already
in
long
this
as it
one,
is.
Yeah. They, dude, honestly,
I
Movie
mean,
was
Venom didn't
long.
even pop out to 100 hour and 45 minutes.
Seriously,
So,
dude.
imagine having
That's
this
what
guy.
I fucking realized.
they
this
should have
time,
they should have
too.
took out Venom and Sandman. They didn't need it. They should have made this a movie whole like solely about
No, I
Harry,
think
Harry
Sandman.
Osborn and Peter Parker's rivalry.
I don't know.
I think it would have worked a lot better
But I don't
than
think
what the hell they did.
Harry James Franco could have carried it.
I think he could have.
yeah,
If
yeah.
he knew he was gonna have to carry it, he would have probably done
No,
better.
because let's say
I think Sandman would have still been fine.
I like Sandman, honestly. I'm not.
No, and I think
like
Sandman was the villain they should have focused on the most, and they kind of did, but
Yeah.
I don't think they
He had
focused
more of
on
a backstory.
enough. Exactly.
But he had a what's it
Mr.
called, like a story
Sandman.
of like remorse. You know
Yeah,
what I
of
mean?
course.
You feel
Yeah,
bad
yeah,
for
so you
him,
feel
know,
bad.
like-
Which I like villains like that, like Mr.
Mm.
Freeze or like Magneto.
It's like
Magneto,
hey,
yeah.
hey, hey,
you know
hey,
what I mean?
That too.
it's like Don Pablo.
Oh,
You know what I'm saying?
okay.
You feel for the guy
Anyway.
sometimes.
Um,
So anyway,
so they get on the Faggio, and the symbiote hops along for a ride too. They always do that one song for it. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah, I know exactly what you're saying. It always plays that random little
Yeah.
thing. Yeah.
And then we cut to the escaped con, Flint Marco, running from the cops and entering his apartment so he can see his daughter, Penny, who appears to have a condition. That doesn't really get further explored, which I wish kind of would. Because like if we could have
I was
focused
gonna
a
ask
little
you
more
because
on
I
that.
didn't recall what the hell did she have?
I don't know, but I think she was
some disease.
what is in Breaking Bad? What is what is that
Leukemia?
guy? No,
No, he
yeah.
didn't have leukemia. He had like a
Anyway.
lung cancer or something.
Anyways, yeah, she had
no,
like
no,
some
not,
sort of
not,
bone.
Not,
There was a bone
Walter
deficiency,
White. I
no?
was talking about the son.
He had a bone deficiency or some weird shit like that.
Yeah, he has
Oh,
like a bone deficiency, but he makes
I'll
it
look it
sound
up,
like
but
she's
go ahead and
more
continue.
like diseased and has something.
Got it.
And it's sad because like he even like shows the little the letters that his mom sent back. Like,
Yeah.
that was sad. And like puts it under her pillow.
Mm-hmm.
So we cut to him getting his Steve from Blue's Clues shirt and getting bread when his wife walks in. And his
You say Steve from Blue's Clues.
That's what he's got.
Yeah.
And then she's like, "You're nothing but a common thief. You may even kill the man." He's like, "It wasn't like that. It wasn't. I had a good reason for what I was doing, and that's the truth." She's like, "You and the truth and living in prison and having 3 meals a day with each other." What do you say?
Just kidding, that's a Blue's Clues. No, he has a cerebral palsy.
That's what
I
it,
can't say that.
that's what I felt like 'cause she had it because she had like the crutches and stuff, but then she also had like the breathing tube. So I don't know.
Man, maybe some other shit.
Just some, you
Yeah.
know,
Some
what I'm saying,
shit that
chronic
like
disease
he needs
that-
to be a villain for. Just kidding.
yeah,
Well,
yeah,
he needs
exactly,
money.
exactly.
They're like, you know what? Let's give this girl like something that doesn't make
Yeah.
sense. So he.
I
he
mean,
has to
when he
struggle for
gets
the money.
introduced, aren't you rooting for him though? Right? He broke out of prison, like, or that's how the movie steers you. Like, is
Yeah.
that he has a sick daughter, he's trying to get money for him. So you, at that point, for me, I'm like, oh, like I want this guy to win.
Yeah. Can I say
know?
something really, really random? So at some point during the movie, he gets a little like what's it, the
Locket?
bracelet, or
The
I mean the locket,
Yeah.
The locket.
and it's from the girl. Why does the locket that she wears have a picture of herself in it?
No, I think he already had it for himself.
Did he? Because it look.
I
I
don't
don't
it-
remember
no, she.
giving him that.
I think it's her that gives it to him, and then
I
the
don't
locket,
remember.
and then that's
don't
why he
think so.
cherishes it so much. But it's a picture of her.
No, because
It's just
he-
so weird.
Yeah, I don't know, but like
don't
when they're-
remember.
when they're
Yeah,
talking,
you guys are
really
gonna have
don't.
to
well, when
watch
they're
that little
talking,
sequence.
Penny
It's so weird.
interrupts, and they
Yeah.
have like a cute scene. But I think he does maybe hug her at that point. And
He
maybe
does,
she
yeah.
does give.
He
Maybe I
gives
did
him
miss that.
thing.
Mm.
I
So
just
you
thought
feel
that
for
was
Flint,
funny.
probably
Yeah, of
more
course.
so than the other characters in this movie. And he describes because he describes himself perfectly right here. He says, "I'm not a bad person, just have bad luck." And it's
Uh,
true because throughout the movie, you don't seem like he's doing anything really horrible. He's just getting
Yeah.
money for his daughter. And I mean, the only thing he really gets bad is with Venom, but we'll explain that later. It's not, but he doesn't do it.
He's just stealing cash.
Yeah, he's
Yeah,
doing
yeah.
it. He's not doing
Not
it by
trying to hurt
choice, but,
anybody.
like,
And he's always telling Spider-Man, "Leave me alone. I
Exactly.
don't want to hurt you."
So
That
now
was
we
a
cut.
pretty sweet ass Sandman voice. Honestly, he kind of sounded like that. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you got it. You got
He's
it.
all
down.
bum 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 bum. So we cut to Peter at May's new apartment. Pretty fancy.
Mm.
Peter reveals he is going to ask MJ to marry him. She's all, "The day your Uncle Ben asked me to marry him, he was so scared and excited and very young, and I loved him so fiercely."
I
And
really liked that story she told
I know.
about
and
the
he talks
proposal.
about he looks stunning in his swimwear or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
a little
it-
speed
And Peter's
up
like,
going
hee
on.
hee.
But then she reveals that she said no because she didn't think he was ready. So
Mm.
a man has to be understanding and put his wife before himself.
That's Bane right there, dude.
I know,
Using
sorry,
Bane voice.
But yeah, it's super romantic. The dude swam at the ring in his
Swam out to
pocket.
the
and
island,
he got
yeah.
lucky that it didn't get lost
That's what I'm
or
saying.
eaten by that salt water. Hopefully Peter steps his game up, and I love that May gives him the ring. It's like a super sweet moment, right? You can see how much it means to Pete, and shout out for Toby to pulling off that scene because you can see his emotions in his scene,
Mhm.
except for the ugly cries.
It's
I don't like these ugly cries,
It's more
but,
believable.
but you know what I'm saying. So Pete's back on his fagio, and he gets swooped up by the Harry the Goblin.
Harry the Goblin.
And he's like, "You knew
Harry
this
the
was
Gobbler.
coming, Pete." And it's like, "Did he though? Did he really know it was coming?" No.
He already knew that he was Spider-Man at this point.
Had
Yeah,
to be.
yeah. I remember from the last one.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
that's true.
the fight scene's pretty cool, to be honest.
Yeah.
Like, it's a good little fight scene. It's funny. It's like literally like
Okay.
15, 20 minutes in the movie.
Yeah, it's a cool fight scene. This is where me and him were
Yeah.
talking about this.
yeah, yeah.
The facial CGI that they use
Yeah.
is so
it's pretty bad.
The facials.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
facials of it. And this is where you know that Sony like dug their fucking little toes in. They started like, oh, let's do more
like,
of this.
like we have this technology. Let's
let's
use
do
it.
it.
To
Let's
our
use it to our
for this
advantage
spot.
because like you can see that,
Yeah.
and I'm like, oh damn, it just looks dumb because like remember like Sam Raimi's like practical
Yeah,
effects
yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
really did really well.
hmm
They didn't do that anymore
No, like especially the
as much.
like the sequence was really cool. I agree, but when they get into the alleyway
Oh, that's
and
right.
they're doing all that crazy
Oh,
shit,
yeah,
da da
yeah.
da.
It's all,
And
Harry!
that
Just kidding.
CGI shit, that was like
The
it was
bad.
just animation. Yeah, it was just so bad.
Dr. Octopus looked more real.
No, for real.
And he's like, he killed himself. And he's like, shut up.
yeah,
Fucking Harry.
I wrote that down too.
Shut up!
Peter's low key getting fucked up.
He is a little
and they
bit.
have that dramatic scene where he's dropping the ring. Hopefully no one swoops on it down there, dude, because that's probably worth some money.
I like how he tries to catch it in there.
I
It's
know.
like so fucking cool.
And Harry can handle that glider pretty well, better than his pop, dude. For sure he's been practicing because Harry's supposedly
It's
a
like
dumb shit,
snowboard vibe.
according to like the first movie. He's like,
I
I'm
know, yeah,
still
like a
here,
snowboard.
Peter. And he's like, and he has the cool pumpkin bombs that can fly. And Peter's like, I hate those things.
I laughed. I giggled.
And then the stupid way he stops Harry with the clothesline of the web. It's like, boing. Like, it's a
That was
stupid
so
sound.
weird, yeah.
And then he falls, eats shit. And then Peter's the bigger man and checks on Harry. Starts to perform CPR. He's like, hey, come on. And then Harry goes to the hospital where Peter
Up
watches
on my-
concerned. What
Can
a
I-
friend.
Can I say one thing though?
Of course.
Is that
Before we get into it.
the hobgoblin costume is bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He looks like a snowboarder.
not a
Dude, the
hobgoblin.
Green Goblin was like way sicker.
He does look like a snowboarder.
Yeah, the
He
hobgoblin.
looks like that. In like those old like '80s movies, where it's like there's the dick
Oh, yeah.
snowboarding. He's
Yeah,
one of
yeah.
those guys.
Yeah.
You ever watch
No,
Sunny in
exactly.
Philadelphia?
I have.
No, I haven't.
There's that episode where they go to snowboarding, and one of the guys he just looks just like that. He's the dick snowboarder.
That's fucking
Yeah.
funny.
Anyway,
That's random about the. It's so cool that you like the Willem Dafoe one because I like it too.
The
But a
costume.
lot of people think it's like super campy.
No,
I like
but
it
I'm like-
better.
fuck
but-
with
it looked cooler.
Yeah.
I fuck with it too. I was like, it's so practical because you can tell what he's trying to do with it. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
he doesn't
No,
need to
the
be all
hobgoblin
flashy.
shit was like, what the fuck was he wearing on his face? Like, it was like just a mask.
You mean Green Goblin? Yeah.
No, hobgoblin. I'm talking about hobgoblins, like his mask.
Harry.
Oh, Harry's.
Yeah. The what? That's like a freaking. It's basically just like a ski mask.
Yeah, it
with
was
like
They
nice.
try to
goggles on
make it look more modernized. You know?
No,
it was
yeah,
like-
but it just didn't
it's
work.
like nah.
Yeah, it didn't look. It didn't look intimidating at all.
No, not
You
at
feel
all.
me?
He just looked like he was snowboarding in air. Just kidding.
Yeah.
That dick snowboarding.
Airboarding. So we cut to the police station where Flint Marco is connected to Ben Parker. Just random little scene. They're like, Flint Marco is connected to them, and he says he escaped from prison. And the guy's like, I think we got him. To the Mr. Stacy, the Captain Stacy.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
You know the Sandman music for him is fucking dope. I can't do it, but it goes.
We cut to Flint running, and the good thing he enters this particle facility.
Fucking random. You know the sign when he jumps the fence, it says warning, particle facility, particle physics facility. It's
And
like,
then,
okay.
and then
Oh,
would
warning! You're gonna get superpowers.
There would never
literally
be
the
a
gate
fucking sign like
and
that.
the gate in that hole was not far from each other. Like they should
No,
have
it
been a
wasn't.
little more space. And then this is even the best part.
Oh
The
my
lab
God,
guys.
yeah.
There's a change in the silicone mask.
Yeah.
Probably just a bird. It'll fly away when you fire it up.
No, so
So
I
fucking
thought-
lazy.
Go ahead.
This reminds me of that lady in the museum, the first one, when they said the spider's missing. She's like,
Yeah.
oh, they're probably just working on somewhere else.
Nonchalant.
Yeah.
Oh, we're handling this crazy amount of fucking power.
Yeah.
It's okay for a fucking bird to
It
fly
Costs
Yeah.
in.
millions of dollars per experiment.
yeah, like, oh, no,
and
we're
these
okay.
Scientists
Like,
are just so lazy about this
Get
shit.
the fuck.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I'm fucking
yeah.
wrote that down. Too.
Come on.
So then they start this
Just a
machine, this
bird.
crazy particle machine up.
It's just so ridiculous.
It's
I'm
a bird.
sorry.
It'll fly away when we turn this thing on.
Sandbird.
Imagine one of the.
Flint tries to escape, but by jumping, but he fails. We go inside his DNA where he starts to turn into sand,
Mm.
a man of sand.
Mm.
Cops show up finally, and the more birds, according to the lab guys. I'm kidding, not because all the cops
yeah,
are
he's
looking around. More fucking birds. So he's gone. No sign of him. Cut back to Peter, and it is revealed that Harry has short-term memory impairment.
I'm sorry.
Peter is low-key happy.
Yeah.
And let me tell you right now, let's all agree this is where the movie takes a turn for the worse. Because the first 25 minutes weren't bad. Like, it wasn't horrible.
Yeah.
But I think once it gets to this part with Harry, things just start going a
you know
little
what I wrote
downhill.
down? I wrote
Go.
down that he turns into the Pineapple Express, James Franco.
Ah.
Yeah.
Right when he gets that little
Oh my
injury,
God,
you
that's
know how he
perfect.
gets,
Yeah, exactly.
like that kind of dumb.
He
a little
just-
bit.
at the-
Disguise.
I
Yeah.
feel like they like use this scene to build some sort of chemistry with Tobey Maguire, or I mean with Peter Parker. Again.
yeah,
You know what I mean? And they're like, oh, let's make them be friends, so you guys can feel like, oh wow, they're friends again.
Dude,
It's
their
fine.
friend scenes though are a little awkward.
Cringy.
You could see that
Very
like
cringy.
these fools did not really hang out.
And James
yeah.
Franco's smile, bro. It's just like he's
I
he's a-
bumped my.
he walks, he's like, hey buddy, hit my head. He's like, my father, he died, right? So weird. MJ comes in, he's like, I know that face. Last thing I
Yeah.
remember, I was fine somewhere. It feels like somehow I've been gone for a really long time. Now I'm back home.
I'm
And then-
so glad that you did this because we had been like quoting that for the
and
longest.
And the best is like Peter and Mary Jane
Yeah.
leave, and the nurse like, you have lovely friends. He's like, my best friends. He's like,
Dude,
I'd give my life for him.
if I'm ever in the hospital, I'm redoing
she's
that
fucking
fucking quotable.
my
What,
best
what?
friends.
I'm requoting that, dude.
Oh,
My
recording that
best
guy.
friend.
They're my best friends. Fucking good.
We cut back to Flint.
Can we?
No,
No, wait. Maybe like we're giving them this hard shit. Like, yeah, he wasn't probably good. He probably did that really fucking solid.
Oh yeah,
Because
yeah.
we're remembering it.
no,
so he
dude.
must have done
And
something right.
Toby's, not Toby's, Peter's reactions too in that hospital, like,
Yeah.
were bad too.
Oh,
He's
yeah.
Like, yeah, buddy. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like,
I'm
he
telling you,
Well,
just-
he was happy though, because I
he
think
was
he was happy. I
happy,
forgot.
but like, just I don't know, just the way he was talking to, they were talking to each other. It was just like, yeah, it just didn't work. You know what I mean? Their little dialogue together.
We cut back to Flint.
All right,
And
here we
I'll
go.
admit, this scene is actually kind of cool. Like when he's
Sick.
first coming to
Yes,
be the Sandman,
dude,
like
I
his
love
effects,
this
saying that
part.
to him
effects
too
were
as well.
great.
Yeah.
It was sad him trying to grab the locket for the first time, couldn't grab it. That was
Yeah.
sad.
Yeah, it was.
But dude,
And,
it's
like-
just a cool like scene. And
Yeah.
he even says he's like, I hate sand. It's course and it gets up.
Quotables episode 2. If you guys ever want to go
Deep
back
cut,
to that,
deep
deep cut
cut.
right there.
We quoted another Quotables quote.
We just did Quoteception.
Quoteception. Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
But
Hey,
yeah,
but
that seems
I was
cool.
gonna say that the CGI, like the new CGI they used, it for sure shined through on this scene and this scene like alone.
Oh yeah, of
Can I-
course.
This was
yeah.
like the best. Like, dude, the
And I
sand like
remember reading
moving
things
together.
like from that at that time, like people were saying like this was probably one of the cooler scenes in the movie.
Yeah, I want to say
Yeah.
something because, like, obviously, yeah, it was a great scene. I love the music that they used for it and just
Yeah,
the
yeah.
transformation. They didn't have to use
Yeah.
any like audible noises of like the character himself or any like kind of like overall like it was just a story
just
told
through actions.
by through
yeah.
the scene, and it was so great. Like, it's a great
So-
scene.
Did they ever find the bird?
So what they don't tell you is that the bird went
bird.
into the
It followed him
sand with
around.
him.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
why
yeah.
he can fly.
Yeah, that's how you.
He has like a little pet. It's like a Pixar movie.
Yeah, I know.
or like a Studio Ghibli movie.
We cut to Peter at his apartment looking at his ring and freaks out because he can't hide it in his pocket when MJ arrives, but he hides it in his pocket anyway. She comes in distress about the review. The young
Yeah.
Miss Watson is a pretty girl. Easy on the eyes, but not on the ears. Her soft voice didn't carry past
So
the first
bitchy.
row. He's like, that's ridiculous. I was there. She's like, you were in the first row.
Mm.
Damn, those reviews are harsh, bro.
Nah.
Like, who said that? She's a pretty girl.
Yeah.
And he's like, Spider-Man gets attacked all the time. So this isn't about you. This is about me, about my career. But like we were saying, Peter's trying
It's
to
true.
help, bro. He's just.
I don't know. I think I side with MJ on.
I
this
do a little
one.
bit too,
You know
yeah,
what
because
I'm
I do as
saying?
well.
Like,
moments like that, yeah, but he does make it about himself all the time.
yeah.
And I love this part. She's like, pull yourself together and you're right back on the horse. She's like, don't give me the horse thing.
No, I wrote that down too. Yeah.
That's
Don't
like
do the
that.
horse thing.
He's used this horse many
Yeah.
times. She's like, I look at these reviews and it's like my father wrote them. And the police scanner goes off.
Dang.
I'm gonna
Give me
be
a beer,
honest, though,
bitch.
Yeah,
Uh,
they're
and-
very. It's like they're vulnerable to each other.
Uh,
Though.
and
That
then-
communication is open.
You know,
Oh, yeah.
and then this is. I just want to say this because, like,
Just
it's-
say it.
Before we get into things, right?
before we get into it.
yeah. Before. we
No,
get into
like obviously when you're in a relationship, you
Yeah.
don't. You just at some point you just have to listen to them complain.
yeah.
You don't say anything
Peter
because
doesn't
that's
know,
not what
bro.
she wants.
Mhm.
She literally wants him
he.
to.
He or she.
Yeah, he or
Can go
she
both ways.
doesn't. Yeah, either
Mhm.
or. But yeah, like you just listen. You don't have
don't
to
want to
say
get in trouble.
anything.
Yeah, yeah.
You're gonna get-
Hey,
you're gonna
this
get
is
canceled.
Peter's first relationship, right?
That is true.
Right.
That is
Yeah,
true.
that's
He's
true.
learning.
Know
He's
what's up,
learning.
bro.
Yeah.
Well,
All
the
he
other
knows is
relationship
like
with Spider-Man.
old ass Aunt May and Uncle Ben's relationship. Oh, Peter,
The poli-
he wore a speedo with his penis all big. I'm just kidding. I'm sorry.
Whoa. we'll be cutting that out. So the police scanner goes off. Peter
sorry,
fucks up by not staying with MJ side. And he puts on his costume.
I'm sorry.
He puts on his costume really fast. And then we see like a quick glimpse of the symbiote. It's all. And like, what the hell's it been doing this whole time? Just sitting there waiting
Crawling,
around.
dude.
Like, let me
Symbiotic.
just hang out here. So we cut to the cops
Trying to find a
looking
hose.
at some crane going wild. Shut it down. The generator. The man in the crane. And then we cut to Gwen getting a photo shoot. And I love this little photographer.
The
He's like,
photographer. man.
okay, Gwen, I've got the secret. It's my copier. I don't know what the fuck he says. And he's like,
From
what is that thing
Sweden.
doing in my background? And it's a crane, and it gets like super intense, just destroys everything.
Yeah.
The crane puts Gwen Stacy in trouble, where she luckily is saved by a telephone wire somehow, but it breaks. Luckily, I thought if she was still saved to it, then
Yeah.
I was just like,
Strong
"Oh,
ass telephone
that
wire.
is a strong ass time.
Yeah.
That back in the day, bro, those landlines. And then we get our intro to Eddie Brock, played by the wonderful Topher Grace, taking pictures next to Captain Stacy. He's like, "Oh my God, that's Gwen," and he's like, "What you doing up there?" Captain Stacy says that, and that's Charles Dance, dude. I didn't know that was Charles Dance.
Yeah.
Dude, I was gonna say when Topher Grace's character, Eddie Brock, when he gets first introduced, or like just throughout the movie, he's almost so much of a douche that I like it.
Oh my God.
Wow.
That's
You know what I
interesting.
mean? No,
Yeah.
it's just funny
Yeah.
how douchey he is. You know what I mean? It's just
Yeah.
entertaining to say some fucking shit that you know what I mean?
He played the character
He's
a
such
little
an
bit
asshole.
more like an asshole than
Yeah,
should've.
but that itself is so entertaining.
yeah.
You know?
I think it's weird because like they made it seem like he's like some sort of journalist that's like really sought after, and then
Yeah,
maybe that's why he
but
was
he's
so
not.
cocky.
Yeah,
But he's really not.
Nah, nah.
obviously.
He's a bum.
he's a bum.
He's a fucking
Um,
bum.
And then Captain Stacy, he's like, "What's she doing up there?" And he's like, "I don't know. I saw her last night. She said she had a modeling gig." He's like, "Who are you?" "Brock, sir, Eddie Brock Jr. I work at the Daily Bugle, and I'm dating your daughter." It's just a stupid little scene. Like everyone's like, "Ah." Gwen's at her certain death, but Spider-Man comes to save the day. Also, Eddie doesn't seem the slightest concern for Gwen. But there's a pretty dope scene where Spider-Man's jumping through all that debris just to save her. That scene looks pretty cool.
Yeah. You know what I noticed about that scene too is like the sound effects they use during those action scenes are pretty cool. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like when he goes through it, it goes.
Oh yeah, it's super cool.
Yeah, it's like though I feel like I haven't seen that in an action movie a lot where they use like
I feel like
sound
that spider
effects.
sense like just going off.
Yeah. But that was really cool.
Yeah, but she would have died if he wasn't there, bro. Because like those rocks right there could have smashed her. I mean, she would have fallen to her death too.
Like a lot of action scenes.
So
in
you
the
know,
movie,
MJ's probably
what
like this bitch.
Close calls.
But so we got this awkward talk between Eddie and Spidey. He's like, I'm your new photographer. He's like, are you smiling? And just kidding. And he's like, they got a guy. And then he's like, Parker. He's kind of an amateur. Have you noticed? He makes you kind of look bloated. Yeah, a little chunky. And then Spidey's like, okay, and zips away. And then Gwen looks at him all hot. She's like,
she likes it. Yeah, she's real.
So we cut to the Bugle, and a guy giving James, that guy, I forgot his name,
The
Hoffman,
proposal,
I think,
yeah,
giving Jameson a
presentation.
presentation and how their sales aren't as good as the other newspaper outlets. And then they make his scene like,
The
I didn't really
protest
like
thing.
this scene. They make it way too comedic, like with the buzzing. He's like, oh, your wife's on line 1. Don't forget your medicine. So
I
not that
liked
one.
it, man.
Not that one. Drink plenty of water. He's like,
I was laughing through that whole
I know.
shit. It's
I was
because
laughing as well,
what's that?
dude,
What's that? What
honestly.
does
I don't know.
Worker say? He says, "Daily Bugle. It's wow. It's now
and how?
and how."
how.
Yeah. He's like, I came up with
He's
that one.
like, Jimmy down there. He came up with it. I don't know how he's coming up with this shit.
That's just funny, bro.
And then we got Eddie walking. He's all banana Betty, Bo Betty, and he's like, "I'm here to see you, beautiful." And you know, that's Eddie to Betty.
yeah,
Oh,
big
shit, that
douche.
sounded weird. And then she's like, "What's that smell?" He's like, "A little something called nice and easy." What's on you? She's like, "It's called go away." She only has the hots repeat, bro. Eddie ends up sneaking into Jameson's office. He's like, "Who are you?" She's like, "You hired him last week, sir. Freelancer." That's probably. "What's that smell?" And he's like, "Brock, sir." And then we get into Peter saying hi to Betty, and she warns him, like, "Hey, this new guy, you better go in there."
New
And then
guy.
he walks in, and then Jameson's like, "Parker, you're late. Maybe too late. Brocker beat you to it." And then Robbie's like, "Which one do we use?" He's like, "I like Bernstein's. Cheaper. Cheaper too." And then he only takes $50 for his photo. Like that's so like you said, like he's supposed to be like this big time
Yeah.
sought after, but he's not. He's only getting fucking
Trying to
$50.
climb his way
No,
to the
he's trying
top.
to he's trying to freaking climb his way up.
And then he
That's
does
what
like
I'm
he does a sweet little spiel to Jameson. He's like, my big dream to work with the
Uh-huh.
greatest editor of all time, J. Jonah Jameson. And Jameson's like, "You want a stab job? He wants a stab job. Anyone care what I want?" And that little assistant goes like, "I do." He's like, "Shut up.
Yeah,
Get
get
out.
out. Yeah.
I want to see the public see Spider-Man for the too big criminal he really is. He's a fake. He's a stick-em. Catch him in the act. Spider-Man with his hand in a cookie jar. Whoever gets me that picture gets the job. What are you waiting for? Chinese Good New Year." I'm surprised I can pull those lines off real
Damn,
quick as
yeah,
I
that's
do.
good. Yeah.
I get all
String
sweaty
your
and shit.
voice a little bit.
It does. It does. We cut to Peter seeing that Spider-Man is going to get the key to the city. And then we get Stan Lee.
Yup.
He says, "You
That's
know,"
right.
That's good.
and he finally gets a line. Like before,
Yeah,
he
yeah.
was just like
No, he was just there.
running away, and he's like,
Because Stanley was in the first one, not in the second one though.
"No, he was
right?
in both. In
Oh,
the second one, you
was
see
it
him
the
real
second
quick when Aunt May has or Doc Ock has Aunt May.
Yeah.
and
Yeah, he
debris
pulls the
fall,
little
he
girl
pulls
away.
someone away.
Oh
Yeah.
shit! You're
But he
right.
goes, "I guess one person can make a difference." Enough said. The crowd.
So nice.
Stanley. And now we cut to everyone's
R.I.P.
favorite butler. "Welcome home, Harry. Thank God you're all right." And then even
Longest line so far.
I know. And then
Thus
he,
far.
Thus far.
Yeah,
he
thus
has more
far.
lines. Don't worry.
Yeah,
we'll
we're
get
getting in there.
there.
Honestly, he's fucking sweet.
he is sweet in this
Can I
movie.
tell you something random that I was
Uh-oh.
watching? I was watching a little video of him, and eventually he gets to the part where he goes, "Your father died by the
Yes,
glide,"
yes.
or whatever.
Yeah.
Did you guys see the outtakes of that at all? I'll send them to you guys later. But
Oh,
if you
let's
guys
see
are
it.
listening to this
Oh,
podcast,
he's all fucking.
definitely
it up
watch
or
him. He fucks them up, and he goes, "The glitter, the glitter." Like he
Oh,
keeps.
yeah.
Oh,
fucking-
yeah, I
but
think I've
it's
seen that
fucking
shit online.
funny, bro.
what?
and
Dude,
it's-
what? He has to be like 80.
I know, but still, I
mid-80s
think
and that
he was
shit?
fucking it up so bad because he's like, "Oh, this doesn't work." Like,
No,
yeah.
yeah.
I'm just kidding now.
Hey,
Um,
Bernard's a
kidding.
nice guy though.
he's a
That's
nice
what we're
guy, he's a
seeing
nice
at
guy.
this
That's
point,
right,
right?
that's
Yeah,
right.
right.
Peter gives Harry a basketball as a homecoming present. He's like, they're talking about the basketball. And he's like, and then Peter's like, "And we even tried out for the varsity team." And Harry's like, "For the cheerleaders." "Hey, do I have any girlfriends?" "Hey, Bernard, do I have any girlfriends?" "Not that I know of, sir." And then they have a little.
That was a sweet ass Bernard,
Yeah,
dude.
that-
I swear to God.
He
I got-
prolonged it.
I got more. Then they have their sweet little dribble, and then they're like their combos are just awkward. And then Peter can't remember. Or no, I'm sorry, Harry can't remember more about his dad.
This is
No,
the,
wait, I fucked
what?
that up. Sorry. No, what were you saying? Go
This is the scene that I'm talking about when they're like trying to have this chemistry between Peter and Harry.
ahead. Like forced.
Yeah, forced, and it's like you've really never even seen them that
Close.
like
or friends.
like intimate with each
Screen
other, or
time,
like
wow.
very they're like or close or whatever.
Do
Yeah,
you- do you-
they were never like that, and
Yeah.
then you all of a sudden just see them kind of like what I mean,
Yeah, trying to
acting
be
all
chummy about
buddy
it.
and
Exactly,
shit, and
all
you're like,
chums,
Do you
bro.
believe that it could possibly be because obviously he's bumped his head, but do you believe that it's because like kind of Peter's like walking like on what's it called when
Eggshells?
nice.
on eggshells, trying to like really test the waters with him because he doesn't know if he's gonna snap back and be like, "You killed my father," or
Which
you
he
know,
kind of does. Remember, he does those reflexes.
yeah, so,
And then Peter's like, still got the moves.
yeah,
No, but
This is
it's
what I
just,
remember
it's just
saying.
not acted correctly.
No.
definitely.
You
I
get what I'm
agree,
saying?
I
That's what I
agree.
mean by it's awkward.
But then
That
again,
it's
like you said, walking like eggshells. But like, yeah, Peter's adjusting because he's like, okay, I gotta be careful.
now
'cause
we're
I
all
don't want this
friendly.
guy to-
Yeah,
What
that's
if he
true.
I don't
does
want him to
something
remember.
and then he makes him remember.
But then,
Yeah.
yeah, this is what I wrote. Harry's looking at that picture of his days. Oh, I wish I could remember more about my dad, but he only has short-term memory loss. Why can't you remember about his dad? Anyone?
Wait, what'd you say?
Never mind.
no, he's
No,
talking about the
because he
short
can't
mem-
remember
short
his
memory,
dad, but he
can-
only has the short-term memory loss. Like it's not like
Oh, that
knew
he
his
should
dad.
remember all
Yeah,
that
he's
shit.
like, I can't
yeah,
remember
yeah.
anything about him. It's like I don't know. It's kind
I no, you're right. But it's just I don't. They like wrote so much in this script to like try to make it fit, but like at the end of it, like none of this makes sense.
Yeah.
It doesn't coexist together.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
You're just you're just like, why is this?
Because
here?
if
Why
it was
did they
short
do this?
term, he would remember all about.
He would remember
Peter
everything. Like most of the
and
shit that
everything,
pissed him off
shit
about
like
Peter
that.
Parker.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
There's only
It
been
just-
like 7 years.
He
in-
only
according to this movie.
remembers what's like
what's what. He only
what's
remembers
good for the
MJ.
for the script. You know what I'm saying?
that face.
Yeah, that
Best
was
friends,
good.
My best friend. So we cut to MJ.
Everybody has a different Harry.
We cut to Harry Hole.
that face.
I
That
know that. Because that's how I presume he goes.
You sound like
I
a
know
goblin.
that
Yeah.
thing. He sounds like freaking Doofy, dude. I don't know why I did that. Doof.
Oh,
We cut to MJ seeing her ass being replaced. That's
Mm.
an awk encounter. And then those directors like,
Very
if you,
unprofessional.
if you like, we can say you became ill. And she's like, walks away. And that guy's like, that was very poorly handled. She walks out and thinks everyone's clapping for her, but it's actually for Spider-Man.
Stupid girl.
She's
Damn. Fucking stupid girl.
I didn't. You
Why
know,
would
this is-
anybody be clapping for you?
I
No,
know.
I was
right?
gonna say
Oh,
clapping for
congratulations! You just got your ass fired.
You know, I forgot about this scene. It's sad, dude.
It's sad, but I mean, really, like, who's gonna be clapping for you on your
They're
way
like,
out
"Oh,
from
I'm glad you're getting the
fired,
hell
dog?"
got fired."
Bitch.
Yeah.
We cut to Peter at the ceremony, sweet little march at the marching band. He looks all stupid. And we cut to Eddie and Gwen. He's like, "You're beautiful. This is fun parade stuff." He's just as awkward as Peter.
She's jealous
She's
of
a little
Spidey.
jealous. Yeah, yeah.
You know when he swings by.
And then we cut back to Pete picturing MJ. Taking pictures of MJ. She's just not feeling it. He's like, "Hey, don't worry about that review. We're gonna be laughing about it tomorrow night. I promise." I don't know why she hasn't told him. Because she doesn't want to ruin his big day.
Yeah, yeah.
And then we cut to Flint walking the streets, all intense, and then he has a little sand come out of his ear, all stupid, and then the
Yeah.
cop's like, "Isn't that the guy from the Prison Break?" And the other guy's like, "He fits. Hey, you halt!" And then
Yeah, he
they-
says halt.
they
Wouldn't he
start-
be able to like
It's funny.
morph his face at some point? Like,
I guess, I don't know.
mean, I feel like he could.
No, he should be able to. You're right.
Or why is he so
honestly.
open? He should be
mor-
wearing some more
He morphs
hooded.
his fucking
why is he wearing-
fists. He morphs his fucking legs. But
Why
can't
is
morph
he?
his
And then
face.
why is he always wearing the same clothes? Or why not change his clothes?
That's all
Dude,
he got,
he's
bro.
sand now, dude. That
Yeah.
motherfucker doesn't perspirate anymore.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying?
Oh,
He can't go in water. He can't shower.
That's right. He can't shower anymore.
True.
So
You know
he's
what I'm
probably a dirty fuck.
A little
Sorry.
bit.
He's a dirty fuck. The cops lose him because, thank goodness there happens to be a truck full of sand that's there. And then the Sandman cometh, his
Can I-
full form, and he
Wait.
can fly.
I want to say something.
Yes.
Really? So he goes into that truck with the sand. Yes.
Yep.
Can we all agree that how fucking awkward is this scene? A cop gets in on top of that.
Yeah.
The shovel cop, we're gonna call him,
Oh, yeah.
and he
Yeah.
tries to stab
Kill him.
at him like he's
Where
gonna
did he
kill
get
him.
the shovel?
Where did he get the shovel,
Yep.
and why is he about to
Trying
kill this
the
guy?
criminal.
Literally.
Yeah, no, for sure.
It's crazy. I remember seeing. I was like, this is not okay. Like,
no,
what-
if he hit his head with that shovel, that fucker's died.
he would have died.
You know what I
He
mean?
would have been decapitated.
But there's no
They
way he
hate him.
could have gotten under that sand that fast, like so well. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
he would have died too. It's like,
Exactly.
come on.
And then we cut back to the commencement, and Harry and MJ talk. He's like, and then, oh no, I'm sorry. Yeah, Harry and MJ walk up to each other, and this is great. He's all, "It's a weird feeling not knowing who you are. Bump on the head, and I'm free as a bird." And MJ's like, "Will you bump me on the head?" He's like, "Bop."
That was
God.
bad right there.
No,
Yeah,
no,
he's
that
all
shit was hot.
fucking-
That shit
He's
was
like,
hot.
this is
That was
embarrassing.
cringy.
I wrote you a play in high school, so he remembers that, but he can't remember any fucking thing else.
Yeah.
He's trying to bang.
He's trying to bang hard.
You think
And
he's trying
then-
to bang at that point?
And then
Of
that's
course
when,
he is.
That's when
Yeah, he
Gwen.
still has a little something
That's
for
when
him.
Gwen starts to start announcing. He's like, I can still use my
Fucking
dick.
Gwen.
That's when Gwen starts to announce Spider-Man, and then Spider-Man's like, "They love me," and then Peter comes in. Peter comes in all sweet. Crowd starts to yell, "Kiss him!" Like, what the? Why?
You mean
Yeah.
Spider-Man at that
Oh
point?
yeah, I'm sorry.
But
Well, I'm
was
the
it
same fucking
Spider-Man?
person.
Or
It was
it
Spider-
Peter.
Oh,
I
Ah,
see.
okay. You know
Dang.
what I'm saying? We'll get into
Let me
that.
say something. Let me say something.
Before we
You
get
know,
into
a
it.
bump on the head, and no, I'm just kidding.
Ah,
He said he's
continue.
trying to bop.
shut up, Bob.
Yeah.
And then he's like, "Go ahead, lay one on me." Yeah, they'll
What a
love it. And then that one
dumbass.
little kid's like, "No, Spider-Man, no," all stupid. And they
I like
make
that.
out hard, bro, like hard.
That was
Like, why would he
so
think that was a
fucking
good idea?
stupid, bro.
Why
No,
would he think that's a good
seriously,
idea?
That's what I'm saying, dude. Okay, and here's the thing. The timeline is that day, that night, he's gonna go get dinner with MJ.
He's gonna go propose.
And propose.
Yeah.
That's that night, bro. And this motherfucker kisses another girl. Doesn't matter if he's Spider-Man, doesn't mean if he's Peter.
Exactly.
He kisses another girl that fucking day, dude. That's just
their kiss,
completely
Their kiss.
even more disrespectful.
It's crazy because like
even
I
more
think
disrespectful.
this takes a toll, obviously for the worse, but it's just everything that led up to that because like she's getting kissed by Spider-Man, which is MJ and his thing. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And
So
it's
like
MTV's best kiss award.
and and yeah, best crying monkey award. But like you see what I'm saying? Like
Yeah.
so like that all fucking just plays into it. You know what I mean? She's already having a shitty day that
Yep.
she got fired and all this stuff, and then bam.
Yeah,
this
people
fucking-
have shitty ass days in this trilogy of
Yeah.
movies.
They
Yeah.
make this movie where
It stacks.
yeah.
Every character has like a stacked fuck day.
Yeah, we discussed this in the last episode. Like a lot of the characters are like more fleshed out, and they're like having bad times, good times, all that. You can
Yeah.
see it.
yeah, yeah,
This one, literally, they're all just having bad times.
yeah.
Like you're just like shit.
Pretty much, except when they were playing basketball in Harry's house. You know what I'm saying? It's a good time.
Yeah. So we
With
so while that
Bernard.
happens, a gust of sand appears. Not on Spidey's big day. Sandman finds some money to steal. Spidey comes in, of course, to save the day. It's like, and then the way Flint delivers these lines is really bad. He's like, "I don't want to hurt you. Leave now." And he's like, "Guess
He's
you
a little
haven't heard.
robotic with it.
I'm the sheriff around these parts." And I
Yeah.
think he has a little more quips in this movie than he did
Yeah, then it
before.
was yeah.
He's more confident now.
He's more confident.
Everybody
he's more
loves me,
confident.
he said.
This this should have been a perfect opportunity to play the song "Sandstorm" during this fight.
Would have been
Uh,
expensive. Would have been
I
expensive.
know, right? What
Very
the fuck? They're already
expensive.
wasting all this money. Um, Flint gets away.
Low-key.
Spider-Man takes off his mask and boot. Where a gang of sand comes down. He's like, "Where did all these guys come from?"
That's what I wonder too. Is that okay? You know these cops that see Sandman at that first time.
Yeah.
You think these cops are used to these crazy ass fucking villains?
Right?
Like in this universe, like it's a fucking
You got a
sandstorm.
goblin. You got an octopus. You got
Yeah.
another goblin.
You would think that there would be some like government action to like make a special
the
unit.
Avengers, bro.
Oh, but that's
The
for another
initiative
time.
is happening.
That's for
No,
another
it's just
time.
yeah, it's fucking weird.
Imagine
And then
that
he
shit
starts
happened
shooting
in
at the
real life.
sand.
No, that's what I'm saying. Like
There goes that fucking
the cops
goblin
were
again.
shooting the pistols at the fucking Sandman and
As
shit. You're
long
like,
as
what
you,
the fuck?
as long as you do your All Father.
Deliver
us
Oh
from
my God.
So now we cut to the fancy restaurant where none other than Bruce Campbell is our host. He's like, pardon. His name is Maitre D in this. He's a, and then like, Peter doesn't understand him. He's like, but this is a French restaurant. No. Imagine that being a thing. Like,
Love this scene.
like
though.
going to restaurants that were ethnic and like like a Mexican or French. You had to speak
Mhm.
the language. Like that guy. That's the way he's making it sound.
That's kind of
Yeah.
crazy. Yeah. No, I mean, I feel like there's probably
No,
is
but he
places
always
like that, but
like
no.
plays, or at least in the second and third one when he was the usher, and then now here it's like a passive aggressive
Yeah,
character,
yeah.
right? You know what I mean? Like a
then
dick, but not
He's
really.
a little more
dick.
friendly in this one.
Yeah.
And then
for
Peter's
sure.
like, oh, we, and he's like, ah. And then
I like this guy.
he blows a little whistle for that pen. I love that. He's all,
That's right.
and I guess the pen. Let's see. Oh, here we are. A pecker. He's all Parker. He's all. This is what I said. Pecker.
Paco.
And then Peter shows him the ring, and he puts his glasses on. He looks at it. He goes, "Hello." He's like, "Bon chance," and like says some shit like that. And then even Peter at the table is like, "Bon chance." So stupid. But he starts to practice his speech. He's like, "Oh, would you like some champagne?" How did that get in there? You know, super cheesy and
Yeah, yeah.
dumb.
Fucking whack.
Peter doesn't read the
should-
room, man. When MJ gets in, he's just like
He
still
doesn't know
trying
what
to
the
convince
fuck's
her.
going on, dude?
And he's like, it
That's
happens to
what
me
we
all the
don't know.
time. I see Spider-Man poster in the window, kids running around me with their sweaters. big Halloween item.
Dude, and again, he still
Yeah.
continues to
He's
talk
like-
about himself.
he's
You
like,
know
I
what
don't
I'm
know.
saying?
I guess I become something of an icon. Like yesterday,
Oh,
they kept
get the-
screaming, Spider-Man, Spider-Man. And then that's when Gwen walks in. Ooh, and it just stirs the pot even
Stirs the
more. And Peter
pot.
waves at her, and then the maitre d' behind him is like, oh, just, and they start going, and then he's like, no.
Yeah.
So it's
Happens
just
like
like
3
a stupid
times.
comedic scene.
Yep.
Peter didn't tell MJ about Gwen.
Dude, she has her hands all
She
over
has her
him,
hand
dog.
all
You know
over
what I'm
him.
saying? On the shoulder?
It's like Pete's
Come
something of a
on.
genius, and he's got a big genius.
That was a little
And
rough.
she's like, also, if you have a picture of me kissing Spider-Man, could you bring it to class? Oh, bitch.
Bitch.
Dude,
She's all, after all, who gets kissed by Spider-Man? Oh,
Damn.
she rubbed it in like
she
hard.
rubbed it in hard,
She
bro.
rubbed it in hard.
It's almost she
Peter
knew.
is not
You know
getting
what I'm saying?
laid. Another wrong signal. Maitre D claps his little guy's ways up. MJ just starts talking some shit. He's like, who was kissing her? And that's what he said. Spider-Man or Peter? That was our kiss. And I side with MJ. Like
For
you
sure.
said.
Same.
You gotta side with
Yeah.
her. Spider-Man
move.
gets really nervous. I mean, Peter gets really nervous. And she starts to walk out. And then the maitre d' crew would bring out the ring and the music all sweet. But they
Yeah.
did not just see her walk out. Like, why are they still playing?
I mean, that was probably the comedic part of it. You know what
True.
I mean? That's what I thought.
But then he's just
'cause,
like, but it's so sad. He's like, it's just a girl from my class.
He's dumb because he doesn't see what he did.
no, because, I mean, it is bad, though. Because do you think that Peter had, like, a crush on Gwen Stacy? And that's
Oh,
why
for
he let her
sure.
kiss?
a part
that
of me.
was-
Because she's as smart as him, you know, like they probably had that little mutual.
That's what I'm saying. Because it's like, if it was some random chick, I doubt that Peter would have let her kiss him. But because that she's her lab, or she's his lab partner and all that, you know, he has a little crush.
Yeah,
Part of
course.
me
I mean-
strongly does believe that he did know, like he had something for her,
Oh,
yeah.
you know, and like
That's why I said to kiss him, bitch.
that's why he kissed, yeah. Because
Oh, yeah, because he brought it up.
he brought it up,
was
she
like,
didn't.
Lay it on me or something.
He's all they're gonna love it, but why would like?
No.
I think he let the
likes it.
fame and the being
to
an
him for
icon
sure.
get to him, so
Mhm.
it shows, right?
Thinks he's invincible.
It's just an
Yeah.
icon living, bro. And
Wow.
Jaden Smith.
Deep cut. Deep cut.
we cut to him calling MJ, and she's like, "Sing your song at the beep, beep." That's a stupid little voicemail.
I like that.
MJ's listening again to the voicemail, but she goes to answer, but it's too late. Peter then gets a call from the police and cuts to the station where it's revealed that the real killer of Uncle Ben is Flint Marco.
That
Boom.
fucking guy.
Pete has a flashback and sees Flint killing Ben. They make the scene like super intense.
It's like black
The
and
wrongly
white.
and that one wrongly accused guy's like, "What are you doing?" All stupid.
Get
in. And then we just gotta
What
see-
are you
What
doing?
You know, we've already seen Ben die, but we see him like die at least 3 or 4 more times.
He gets shot like 2-3 times, and then that scene for
No,
some
because
reason.
they had to get him again for this movie, right?
Did they?
Because
I think so, 'cause there's
there
new
was new
scenes, right?
dialogue.
Is it?
Yeah,
Hey,
there's
you're
new
right. You're
dialogue.
right. It's like better. He's like, they, well, they shoot his ass, and then that guy got it done. Like
What are you doing? And then takes off.
Yeah.
he's all, thanks. You know what? And I know you guys might. I don't know what you guys feel about this. I'm glad he made a cameo.
Yeah.
It's like a Stan Lee for me.
No,
It's like
I like. Yeah,
it's a
I liked it,
staple of
yeah.
this trilogy.
Yeah, yeah,
He should have come out in the second one.
yeah. I liked Uncle Ben, and I like that thief guy being.
What was
back
the
in.
Steve guy's? Fuck, I forgot his
Oh,
name.
fuck his name.
Yeah, whatever. Thief.
I never remember his
It was
name.
Harryhausen.
Oh wow.
Let's see, I forgot his name.
That's all right.
We-
It doesn't matter because I like that he's there. Just wanted-
Yeah.
So the Peter is rightfully so going crazy on the captain. He's like, we're gonna chase you around, guys. All pissed off. Then we cut to him tapping aggressively on his thing, waiting for this police scanner for something good.
Mm.
MJ arrives. She's worried about Peter because doing something dumb because he knows about the guy. She knows about the guy from MJ or May. And I love how Pete like barely lowers that police scanner, just like a big fuck you to the to
Yeah.
her, right? And she's like, everybody needs a little help sometimes, Peter. Even Spider-Man.
I would say that this is when we see Peter. This is like when
Evolve.
they introduced the asshole Peter right here.
Kind of, yeah. And
Because
then-
because you feel a little bit of a
and
darkness
maybe that's
from
why
him.
the symbiote goes on him finally, eventually. Because like
Oh,
before
it
it's
finally
been
matches.
sitting around,
Yeah.
but now it feels the energy. I don't know.
I mean, yeah. So this, what you guys obviously know what a symbiote is. A symbiote is like
Yes, yes,
it
yeah.
looks for a host. It
Yeah,
can't
yeah.
live without one. So it's always looking for a valuable or not valuable, but like a host that's gonna like
Bind
you
with
know,
them.
yeah,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
connect
yeah.
with them as good as it needs it to be. So
Yeah.
I think like
Yeah.
at that point maybe it's
Because this is like I would say like the darkest we've seen Peter right here.
Yeah,
Right. He's
and
a dick to fucking MJ. You
Yeah.
know what I'm saying? Like he's feeling revenge in his heart.
Yeah, I
You
just
know
want
what
to
I'm saying?
say something really fucking random, but you guys notice like when he gets the symbiote and everything, like his hair gets really black, but
Yeah.
then later on it's like brown, and you're
know.
like, wait, what
It's
the
stupid.
fuck? Like,
Yeah,
come
yeah.
on.
No, I mean, but that's just the whole thing of him like
turning
the
black,
transformation, their symbolism was this motherfucker putting the hair down to his eyes.
and it made it black.
Like that was
Like-
the symbolism that the director or whoever wrote it decided to choose
They're like,
as him turning evil.
You know what would be
Fucking
cool?
The hair.
Let's get him the symbiote.
You're not gonna know
Yeah.
he's evil until he flips his hair.
until
Yeah,
he
yeah.
flips his hair and it goes blacker than it should.
No, that's what I'm saying. It's a little,
Okay.
they could have used, better.
So as Peter's waiting for the
Symbols.
scanner to pick up Flint, he falls asleep, and that's when the symbiote decides to strike. And then Peter
What was
again
this-
he has like a
dreams
nightmare.
about Ben
Yeah.
dying. The scene, I like the scene where the pictures are being taken. He's remembering that first guy. It's like, and he's like, I didn't do
Oh, that's right.
it."
That's right.
And then
Just give me a chance.
just give me
What about my uncle? Did you give him a chance?
Did you? Thanks. The scene,
That was perfect. Thank you. I'm gonna use that for the frickin'
So
Instagram
it
post.
Also,
it takes full control, and everything goes black. And then all of a sudden, where am I? It gets all intense, and he's like, "What is this? I feel, wow, this feels good. This
Doing
is
cool
something
flips.
else." He's just doing all crazy. Wow!
Yeah.
Again, he's back to Spider mode. Like,
Well, I thought you were doing
he's
the
at the-
frickin' wow, I feel good. I
oh
don't
shit,
know why.
pretty much.
that was good.
Yeah, thank you.
The black Spider-Man suit commences. So we cut to Peter at Connor's office, and he's explaining what the symbiote is, as Ernie did so dearly.
He's not a biologist though.
He's not. He
He's
gives
not a biologist.
he makes it clear. What the fuck is he? We don't know. He gives him the deets on the symbiote.
He's a
and that
man
he
with no
shouldn't-
hand.
He
Just
shouldn't.
kidding.
He shouldn't fuck with it. So now we cut to him back in his apartment where he gets that trail of Flint, and he has the choice for the red suit or the black. So I was confused because wasn't the red suit taken over by the black? Why is all of a sudden he has two different suits?
And
I thought the fucking same thing.
I thought the same thing. You know, it's funny that you say that, bro. I literally thought that freaking when he got that the suit wasn't a suit. That it that it should have. It was just a part of it.
It like binded to his actual suit and then I guess turned into a separate entity or something like
It's just
that.
so
I know.
Yeah, so it was a little
like,
strange.
he could have literally thrown the black suit away if he knew it was gonna be bad
Yeah.
for him.
No, because when the suit is the suit, it doesn't move.
No,
You feel me? So it's literally his own choice
to
to
wear
go
the
back
suit,
and
yeah.
then here that
You
comes
did it.
to like that points to the fact where it's like where he has to shed the suit. It's like why the fuck does he need to shed the suit?
Why
If
do
this
you need
whole
to rip the
time-
suit away?
Yeah, if this whole time he could just take it on and off. But I
Yeah.
guess maybe more deeper down, like
it
when
probably,
when it binds to you
it
more.
probably connected with him a
Many
lot
Yeah.
more.
strange
Yeah.
choices in this
Yeah,
movie.
I don't know. It
Um,
just doesn't fucking make sense.
So he chooses the black suit, zips away to find the bank broken into and a little trail of sand going into the sewer. Brock rolls up to take a picture, but Spidey breaks his camera. He's like, "See you, chump." He's like, "What the hell?" All pissed off.
Satisfying though.
It was sad. Pulls out his little disposable.
Yeah.
Spidey catches up to Flint, and he's like,
I really like the scene though.
"He's like, what does it matter to you?" He's like, "Remember that guy you killed in the ankle?" He's like, "What does it matter to you?" Anyway, he's like, "Everything." And
That's my uncle.
and the battle just commences. This is a cool part. This is a cool little scene too. They
My
have a lot of
favorite
good. They have
part,
got a little good fighting.
when he puts his face on the subway.
Oh yeah, it's
Yeah, and he's like,
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I like that.
And that special effect too, right there. Boom. Like I fucking love that.
Fun fact, you
I
know
like
when he
that too.
punches the wall and it breaks?
Yeah.
I guess when they actually did the take, they're supposed to replace it with fake brick, but when they cut, they didn't replace it. So the
Oh, broke his
actor he
hand.
broke his hand.
He must have.
Yeah, he
Oh
fuck-
shit.
So yeah, it's pretty crazy.
That's
Oh,
a hell of a
that's
suit
crazy.
for that
But
shit.
they replace it with sand. So you guys looked at me so stupid.
Because I was like, wait, I was still in the way you flipped from that to that.
Yeah.
I was still in shock that damn he broke his
That is
fucking arm.
correct.
That's crazy.
And then that part where they're fighting, like while they're falling, or resembles that Black Panther scene. Remember when they're falling?
Oh, that's
and
right.
fighting?
That's
That
right.
part's
That's
badass.
pretty
That's a
sick,
sweet
yeah.
scene.
No, and like
they do it again
goes,
too.
It goes silent, right?
Yeah, and it
you
goes
hear
silent.
Oh, I love that. You just hear the
you
Yeah.
hear the metal thumping
Yeah,
and
yeah.
shit.
Ding,
Yeah.
ding.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's those sound effects when they're fighting. Like I love that. They did that in Spider-Man 2.
Yeah.
When they're
Ding dong ding.
yeah, when they're coming down from the fucking bell tower.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, or the clock tower, I mean. Yeah, and they have that same thing where it's like silent, but you hear like the metal
But deadly.
and
Yes.
shit like that.
it's
yeah,
a little bit
exactly.
it's a little bit more like silent theater, more like dramatic, you know.
Yeah, it makes it
Which
look
which
nice.
it makes it look a little bit better. I thought it was pretty cool. as well,
Yeah.
so.
So Marco falls into the water and begins to melt. Like you said, he can't take a shower because he's probably stinky. The intense close up as he plugs for, and that close up when when Spider-Man is pulling off that drain.
Yeah.
It's a ding,
That's
ding,
right.
ding, like zooming up into
Yeah,
his
yeah.
face.
ASMR.
Yeah, and then pretty intense him being washed away. It's like super scary kind of. And then Pete's like, good riddance. And that's when he walks out of the alley and looks in the mirror and he goes, he fixes his hair by messing it up a little bit.
Yeah.
They do voiceover for this guy, right? So like Tobey Maguire is in the booth doing voiceover, like when he has a mask on.
I
Think
don't
so?
know. I don't recall. Because I know for some of the scenes, it is Tobey Maguire doing the actual stuff.
Yeah,
But I know that they do have his stunt double do a lot of the work. But
And
I'm not
it's just
entirely
funny
sure.
when he says like "good riddance."
Oh, yeah, he says
It's
it all
just
deep.
it's just so all like evil.
It might have been
you-
him, honestly.
Like the person told him like, "Hey, try to sound more evil when you say good riddance."
Right.
Hey,
You know?
sound like you
Good
have your hair
riddance.
parted to the side and just kidding.
So he goes back to his apartment. This is when we see Mr. Dickovich.
Mm.
He's like, rent. And Pete's like, not now. He's like, this is a free country, not rent-free country. He's like, leave me alone.
It's
He's
true,
like,
though.
Give me rent. You'll get your rent when you fix this damn door.
Liked it.
I love that scene.
I
Yeah.
love that scene too.
He's
And,
like, "Get out of the way."
And then
You know what I
Ursula's
mean?
like, that wasn't cool. And he's like, he's a good boy. He must be in some kind of trouble.
It just reminds me of that. You know when there's that video of Tobey Maguire and he's
Oh,
like trying
yeah.
to get
Get
out
the
with the
fuck
car.
out the way.
oh, I
can't
love it.
see,
It's my favorite.
motherfucker.
Yeah, it's my favorite scene of Spider-Man 4.
He had
He
the
goes,
black suit
"Out of-"
on that
yeah, he
day,
goes,
dog.
Out of the way, motherfucker! I can't see.
Yeah.
He says,
Well,
yeah.
those flashes are Flash Thompson.
I flash. Oh,
Oh,
dang!
wow.
Yeah, I like that.
I'm just
You
kidding.
know what's
Spider-Man
crazy is the scene that Lex just said. That's a really popular scene that we always talk about. When you fix this damn door,
Oh, yeah,
we always
that
say
shit.
that.
Yeah.
Not a lot of people understand.
No,
like,
dude, there's
No.
a community out there.
yeah.
That say
Like
fix this damn door.
YouTube videos. No,
Oh.
it's just like no. There's literally like videos out there. It's like you know on YouTube, you find
Based
those
off
like
this
20-second.
movie, bro.
Yeah, based off this movie, right? Yeah,
That's
you've seen
funny.
those.
Okay, no, I have not. That's
yeah.
crazy.
No, they like meme it. Like they meme this
I mean,
movie like
it's so
crazy.
meme, dude. It's crazy. Yeah, and I wasn't about to say that. Now that you bring up the memes,
Mhm.
there's like this whole thing where I don't know what it's called. It's like a green screen, and they take literally Tobey Maguire.
Oh
as-
yeah,
as
yeah,
Toby.
yeah. I've
Yeah,
seen
evil
that
Tobey
shit.
Maguire or evil Spider Peter Parker,
Yeah,
and they add him into like all these scenes
in
so
and,
different
good.
movies
in
and
like
shit.
Avengers Endgame, and like it's
Yeah.
fucking hilarious.
Yeah,
You
yeah,
guys
yeah.
should definitely watch it.
Dude, it's too great.
I've seen that shit on
But
YouTube.
honestly, though, with Mr. D, he's asked for the rent so many times. Why hasn't he kicked his ass out yet?
Hey, he's a good boy.
He's a good boy.
He's a
know
good
what I'm
boy.
saying?
He's a good boy.
Peter's in his room looking at himself in the mirror, feeling himself for sure.
I'll tell you what, dude. If Crackers were Yaz or whatever, his
Wait,
daughter.
what?
His what does he say? He
I
goes,
was like,
what does he say?
whoa.
If something was.
If
God damn it! I couldn't think of that really
he
well.
said if
Mr. Dickovich?
something was crackers, then
my daughter would be
fat.
fed.
Ah,
My
right.
fat
If promises. If promises were crackers.
Promises. Yeah, thank you. I'm sorry. Continue.
That was
I
second.
thought you were talking
second
about
spot.
white people.
Spider-Man.
So we cut to Peter telling May that Spider-Man killed Flint. She's like, he's all Spider-Man killed him. She's like, Spider-Man? I don't understand. Spider-Man doesn't kill people. And Peter gets a little choked up. He's like, I thought you'd feel he deserved it, didn't he? He's like, I don't think it's whether for us to say if a person deserves to live or die. She's got the truth.
She's so
bro.
wise. You know what
She
I'm
is,
saying?
she's very wise.
so wise.
She starts talking about revenge, taking this over, and like it kind of just compares to like the symbiote, right? Like she's all takes it over. So we cut to MJ getting a gig at a jazz club. Got to start somewhere, which is gonna show us a very famous scene. She wants to call Peter.
A
Crazy.
favorite.
She wants to call
Crazy
Peter,
scene.
but she calls Harry instead, who is painting a very well-made picture.
Good painting.
So he doesn't remember shit, but he can make. He's fucking Van Gogh all of a sudden. And then he goes, and then after he hangs up with MJ about her coming over, he's like, Bernard. He's like, yes, Mr. Osborne. We're having a guest.
Can I say Bernard's line
yes.
after? Okay, go ahead.
We're having a guest. Can you get some food?
A guest?
Yeah, a guest.
A guest?
Will you just get some food?
Fucking good
And
right
he goes,
there.
right away, sir. Like, what the fuck? And it's funny because,
A
like, he
guest
doesn't even order
guest?
food.
Yeah.
He doesn't even order
Some
food. They end up
eggs.
making shit.
Yeah.
We cut back to Peter seeing Mr. D. And he's like, you want an orange? And he's like, and then, like, Peter apologized. If you feel bad about it, you can buy me pizza sometime. He's like, okay, a little awkward. So he wants
Mhm.
rent and pizza.
Today's good.
He's crazy. Oh yeah, today is good. And he's like, he's like, anything wrong with the phone? He's like, I just don't know what to say to my girlfriend. He's like, if it's woman you are calling, then you say, you're a good woman. I am good man. Hmm? I love that. I forgot about that scene.
That's
bro.
Yeah, you
fucking
just sound
good,
like
dude.
fucking Yoda, dude. That's fucking sweet. He's all, or he sounded like Yoda.
And then
Hey,
we cut
that's
to
a good advice though.
and then
Yeah,
we cut to
you know what I'm
MJ arriving at Harry's, and so begins one of the worst scenes in the history of cinema.
I like it though.
You like this scene?
No,
You do that twister. When they're doing the fucking you
No,
do
this
that
is
twist.
how I felt about the scene right here, right? It's like the old school song, right? Because okay, like in Pulp Fiction, when John Travolta is dancing with Uma Thurman, they kind of have this little dancing scene, and it's like
You're comparing
so
this scene
random
to Pulp Fiction.
No, but this is what I'm saying. It's like they're playing this old school music, and something about how random the dance scene was cool in Pulp Fiction, right?
Oh yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
But I
This
feel
scene,
like they tried to do
It's
that.
super forced.
Yeah, but it wasn't that. You know what I'm
It
saying?
flips the omelet, it falls.
Yeah,
that
yeah.
part.
Yeah, it was just like I
just
don't know
such a
how the fuck
bad
they
I'm
threw
sorry.
that in there.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna play devil's advocate here. I dislike that scene a lot.
No, I don't like it.
Oh,
in
I
Pulp
thought you said
Fiction.
you liked it. No.
I liked
no.
it because of
See,
how
no,
bad
I
it
love
was.
Pulp
Let's just
Fiction.
put it like that. Whenever I say I liked something in this movie, it's because of
was
the
that bad.
meme worthiness of it.
Yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
So
Yeah.
this movie, up to this point, I've always hated that scene. I've always thought like this is so ridiculous. Like I get it. Even as a
It was
meme,
not
I was
needed.
just like, this is stupid. Like this should not be in the
It-
movie.
it
and
felt
then
like
the
a
song's
deleted
like,
scene, yeah.
let's do this, and then like it's just like it just looks like
he turns it up.
He's
and
literally
he looks
gonna
back,
And he's literally Harry is gonna bang MJ. You know what I mean?
With
Or he
Bernard's
doesn't, but you know what I mean.
permission.
And Bernard is right there.
It
Oh,
looks
yeah.
like it's
oh,
going towards that
He's all,
direction, though.
huh?
They're getting more intimate.
Yeah.
It looks like it's going towards that.
Which it kind of does.
He's like, Bernard, can I get some condoms? Condoms?
A condom?
We're gonna
condom?
bang. A bang bang. Yes, sir. A
Do
chitty
you
chitty
want me
bang
to
bang.
join? I don't know, but you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
So the twist stops, and then they're reading Harry's stupid little. They're
sorry.
reading Harry's stupid little play, and Harry's like, "Do you want the part?" And she's like, "Yeah," and then they kiss. It's
Oh,
super fucked up. And then she
my
realizes
God.
what she did, which I like that she realizes it, and she bounces.
yeah.
And then Norman interrupts. You've taken your eye off the ball.
And he
gets
has
his
a little
Mary back
flashback,
right then
yeah.
and there, and he's
Yeah.
like, and then again with the attack is hard. Diddly, diddly. I think feel like they've rehashed.
There
the
was new,
lines
but I think there was new lines that.
a little bit, huh?
Yeah,
Not
like
too
you
much.
took your eyes off the prize. That's like.
I
new-
think
new
Willem
shit.
Dafoe was probably walking again, saw the set. He's like, "Hey," he's kidding, like he did last time.
Oh yeah.
Um, So MJ walks into her apartment and hears Peter's message, but is interrupted by Harry as the Goblin. He's like, "You want Peter to live? Then you gotta do something for me." And then that's when we cut to Ursula telling Peter that MJ called. See, that's good. She actually told him instead of offering him cake. Like last
Chocolate
time.
cake.
And then she's
I
more
love that.
excited than Peter. And then like MJ tells Pete like to meet her ASAP. And that's when they meet up at the park. And Pete breaks up with Peter, forcefully, of course, because
Yeah.
you know.
She's
And
crying.
she's like, "I'm lonely. You aren't there for me." And then Peter's sad face, his ugly cry. He's like,
I want to say though, I liked like if we're talking about like you said earlier that you felt like Toby like sold the scene.
"Yeah,
I felt like
he unsold it."
no
Just
in this whole movie I feel like he sold it here. Like you know what I mean? Because most of his emotional scenes are
'Cause
like
it's
not
kinda
that
sad.
good.
It's sad when he pulls out
It
the
is.
ring as his last resort.
Yeah,
right?
he's like,
"Look, like,
We
ooh."
love each other. I love you. You know,
Mhm.
like that one. I felt it.
And that's when she was like, "There's someone else. I've
Ah,
fallen in love
my
with
God.
someone else." And then
Damn.
Harry watches in the distance. He's like,
He
Um,
says bravo.
He's a bravo. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's what
yeah.
he says. So we cut to Harry and Pete having coffee, where Peter tells Harry what happened, and
Being
he
very
tells
vulnerable.
he tells him about the Broadway.
Yeah.
And like, how does Peter just not know about this yet? And then
That's facts.
and then that's when Harry's like, "That's why I brought you here, Pete. I'm the other guy." And and one of his eyes just like this.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
then- And Peter leaves.
Looks all weird.
And then Peter leaves like pissed off, and then that waitress comes up to him. This is one of my favorite scenes ever. Waitress comes, "How's the pie?" He goes,
So good.
Oh God, so cringe. And I love that Peter walks away. He turns around to look back at him, and Harry looks and he like waves, and then the
Does a
thing.
little wink.
Oh, he winks. He's
Yeah,
like,
he
He
does a
winks
little
at him,
wink,
yeah.
dog.
and then the truck moves and he's gone. Like super
Ah.
stupid, super cheesy.
Where
Yeah.
the hell did he go? Why did he evaporate?
So Peter's
Just
at
to let
home.
him know, hey, like, I know what's up now. You know what I mean? We're about to
Exactly.
fight.
Then we cut to Peter at home pissed. It's symbiote time, motherfucker. You can tell because that sweet music starts. I was like,
Mm.
so we cut to Harry getting wasted like always. Peter's in the background.
He does.
Peter
really
has
bad.
his emo hair again, so you know he's not fucking around.
He shows up.
He's
in the
I just
back,
listen to
yeah.
My Chemical Romance. I'm ready.
Wow.
Harry taunts him
Mm.
and he's like, "That taste, strawberries, about the kiss."
I like
Yeah.
it.
And that's when the fight commences. And they do get out pretty hard right here, dude. And then he's like, "How'd you like that, Spidey?" And he's like, "That's all you got? Sting, doesn't it?" He's like, "I protected you in high school. Now I'm gonna kick your little ass." And Pete's like, "Ooh."
No, dude.
It's just so stupid.
Yeah, like the writing in this, they were just like they were trying to give Peter and Harry like these little one-liners.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
In between.
So nice.
Sound like
Um,
you're fighting in elementary school.
And then the music, like in the background's a little jazzy. It's like,
That's all you got.
Just getting at each other's ass. So they end up finishing into the goblin room, and they duke it out some more. And Glider knocks down Harry, and then Harry's like, "You took him from me," and then
No.
Peter's like, "No, he despised you. You're an embarrassment to him." Oh, look at little Goblin Junior.
You gonna cry?
You gonna cry? Oh shit!
You think you like Tobey Maguire more as a bad guy or or a good guy?
I don't
Like,
know,
what do you
dude.
think?
It's hard
What
to
do you think?
tell because
Honestly,
You know what I'm
for
saying?
the
Like,
laughs and the memes and just like because we don't remember him as the good guy.
yeah,
We remember him as these
as
parts.
that bad guy.
Yeah, I
That's
was
what
about
he's
to,
most
I was
remembered
about
by.
to say that.
No, you
we
weren't. I
watched.
said it.
No. Well, no, because we watched 1 and 2. Yeah, but like
Yeah,
even as while we're watching those movies, I kept thinking about bad Toby or Peter Parker.
It's the
Like
best.
it just always it's the best.
Yeah, yeah.
It's, I don't know if it's the best because it's so bad or it's the best because it
It's so
actually
bad it's
was kind
good.
of good.
That's why I'm
So
asking
bad it's
you.
good.
It's like,
Okay,
you know,
that's
do
even
you
better.
prefer that evil bad or that good bad?
It's such a geeky bad. Does that make sense?
No,
like
yeah,
where he's
that's what I'm
such a
saying.
geek
It's
being mean.
no, but here's the thing. I think also it's like
Green meanie.
it's so out of character that he's bad. There was no buildup of him becoming evil, really,
No.
because it was just him putting on a suit and all of a sudden he's evil. That because there's no buildup, it just seems so fucking awkward.
Yeah.
You know what I'm
No,
saying?
on the red suit.
It's
he's
so
fine.
sudden. Yeah, exactly.
It's just weird. It's just like they use like they literally made the way he is as Peter Parker, but like changed it up to be mean. So that's why he's so fucking weird
Yeah, exactly.
and spazzy even as he's evil.
he doesn't know
It's
how to
so
be mean.
Yeah.
I guess so. Yeah.
Except when he's trying to get out of the parking lot. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying? It
ah.
was pretty mean.
Out of the way, motherfucker! I can't see.
So Peter knocks out Harry, but Harry throws a pumpkin bomb last resort, but Peter counters, blows his ass up.
Mm.
He's dead. Or
Should
so we
be.
or so we think. I know,
Should be.
So
Now he's all bad.
now he's bad.
Now
Ladies,
he's all bad.
ladies are looking at him because they're feeling him when he's walking down. And then Peter sees a newspaper of Spider-Man stealing money while the crowd talks shit, and he sees
Can
that.
I say what
he
he
sa-
says?
He says that Eddie Brock. He sees that Eddie Brock posted the picture, and
Yeah. He says, "I'm gonna put some dirt in your eye." You know what I'm saying? He says that to himself.
I know,
Yeah,
it's
he
so
says that to
stupid.
himself.
Like sand? I don't know. We cut to Eddie at the Bugle celebrating his picture. Peter approaches him and is trying to be threatening, but really isn't. And
Definitely not.
just doesn't suit the Tobes. He's like, "You're trash, Brock. Your pictures are fake." And then what does he say?
He says, "You want forgiveness? Get religion."
Hell
Oh,
You know what
yeah.
I'm saying?
But Eddie's trying to beg for Peter not to give him up. He's like, but he does.
Okay, when we're talking about evil Spider-Man, we just talked about how bad he was, but this scene when he's at the Daily Bugle, I would say
What's
is
the
the
better?
best. You know, it's
That's a pretty hard line. You want
Yeah.
forgiveness, get religion.
it's more like convincing in this scene.
Yeah.
You know, because he actually has a motivation to be a dick, and
Mhm.
it just like it plays well. But then every other time that he's like quote unquote evil, it just doesn't work.
Exactly.
A
Jonah fires his ass. And then his friend Robbie's like, "We haven't printed a retraction." He's like, "I haven't printed a retraction in 20 years." And all of a sudden it shows
The montage.
shows
and
the
little-
montages
yeah,
and then
little
The
newspaper.
song.
like one of the greatest
Yeah.
one
Sorry,
of the greatest
Spidey.
scene in cinematic gold. Is cinematic gold you cannot deny.
Oh,
The Spider Dance emo mean guy. Get on up, or what is it? And then we see him talking to Dr. Connor. He's like, "Don't let that stuff get on you." He's like falling asleep, and he's talking to Ursula, feeding him cookies. Like, "Give me some milk. Hey,
Yeah.
give me another cookie. You got some nuts?" She's like, "I have some nuts. I
Yeah.
can go make you some. Go get me some." Fucking hard, bro. And then Peter's strutting down the streets. Ladies looking at him all funny. And then Betty Brant and him having sexual tension. He's like, "I'd like to photograph you sometime." She's like, "Oh, Peter Parker." And then Jameson's like, "Parker, Miss Brant, that's not a position I hired you for." and then he's talking. He's, "I'll pay you the usual rate." He's all, "If you want the shots, I want the staff job, double the money."
My God.
And then kicking his feet up on Jameson's desk, dude. He's
How
just
he eats that little candy.
fucking
Yeah.
sweet. And then he's back on the street doing that sweet ass little slide.
Yeah.
And you see so many memes with that stupid
Dude.
slide, him clapping. Oh, it's just
Dude,
the best, bro.
I wrote this down. It's like, dude, like, okay, first of all, it feels like a sketch, right? Like a comedy sketch. Like,
Yeah,
what
like
the
SNL,
fuck?
bro.
Like, what? Yeah, like, what you're watching on screen, you're like, holy shit! Like, I can't believe this is fucking
I
happening.
really can't remember what the theater reaction was because I remember watching this.
Me neither.
And I think everyone was so silent because they were in awe. Like, what the fuck is
What-
happening?
Exactly.
This is not Spider-Man.
And Sam Raimi, the director, he like signed off on like filming this
He
shit.
just
You
let
know what
it
I mean? He's
happen.
like, hey, we have enough time in our movie's runtime to add this fucking scene
Yeah,
in, you know?
yeah.
And I was just like, holy shit, that's fucking crazy.
But
You
like
know
I-
what?
and
Let's add a scene of him like becoming evil,
Dude, no,
but having a
because
good
it's like,
time being evil.
if you want
if you want
Spider-Man with the symbiote to be evil, add more scenes, add more montages of him being evil, being
Dancing-
more aggressive to
dancing,
criminals.
buying
yeah,
clothes is
definitely.
not
That's what I was
evil.
about to say.
Right.
It's like being more aggressive to criminals, like
Yeah.
doing something that, like, you know, like
It just gave him a confidence boost. That's all it was.
it did, but it's like
It wasn't no.
It was
What-
a little,
so
little
what's-
rhino pill.
so
you know
you're
what I'm
telling
saying?
me-
I've seen Ernie dancing like that all the time.
Yeah, so what are we saying? Like
Dun-dun-dun,
Peter Parker's like legit
dun-dun-dun-dun-dun-dun.
character of himself is his confidence booster is like dancing like an idiot in the fucking middle of the road.
Yeah.
Or not in the middle of the road, but in the middle of the street.
Because
sorry.
Dr. Connors, he was saying like it amplifies one's character,
Douchey.
but more
Just kidding.
but it acts aggressive or whatever.
Yeah, he's like, don't
Mm.
let that get on. And he's like, what? Yeah, go get me some.
And how
but
does
like
he have money at the point now to like afford the suit?
Staff job, bro.
Staff job.
Oh, that's
dog,
right. That's
you know
right.
what
I
I'm
forgot. I
money.
apologize. More money.
So we hate, like I wrote this here, hate on the sequence all you want, but as a spawn the greatest memes and videos for a lifetime of
I
fun.
agree. Yeah,
think.
it was good.
As the years progress, the memes have gotten even better.
It's
14
aged like
years later,
fine
we're still
wine.
seeing stuff about
Exactly.
it. So we cut to the sewers where it's revealed where Flint is still alive. And now we cut to Peter and Gwen walking to a jazz
Oh
club
my-
for another
Dude, back to back.
amazing scene.
Back to fucking back.
And he's even
dog.
like, I love that little giggle.
Yup.
And then he goes into the rest of the thing and he talks to the waitress. He's like,
Can I say something? Can I say this one right
yes,
here?
please.
Okay, he says, I don't know. Gwen says, I don't know if we're gonna be able to get a table, And then Peter goes up to the host.
I
and
love
she goes,
this.
hands her a little money. He goes, find us some shade. Thanks, hot legs.
Hot legs? It's
He
hot
says-
legs?
he
Okay,
says
I thought it
hot
was
legs.
links. I thought it was links. I
He
don't know
goes,
why.
Hot
He
link.
says, thanks, hot legs. And dude, this, like, the beginning of this scene, this is when, okay, because he already did the whole dancing
I'm
thing
sorry,
or whatever the
this-
fuck.
Yeah.
But this thing, it's like,
It just makes it
dude,
better.
how fucking far are they gonna fucking go?
Exactly. Like
know
you
what I'm
said, they
saying?
could have used it for so much better.
I felt
what
like they
I'm
needed to take it
saying,
this far, or
dog.
else you wouldn't have known. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
If this didn't take place, you wouldn't be like.
Well, you know, in
where
the
we were.
comics, Venom really loves jazz music.
Oh,
No, I'm
He's
kidding.
jazzy.
Oh, he
I don't
does
know.
it. Okay.
Oh, yeah, he
I was like, I
actually
guess that makes
I don't know,
way
maybe
more
he
does.
I
sense.
was just
but
being
dude,
stupid.
yeah, find
No,
us
but
some shade.
I'm gonna
Hot
say this
links.
now before.
Hot legs.
I'm gonna say this now before I don't get a chance to.
Harvard, hold
But,
your
peace. Say it.
while I remember at least. But like we were saying about how they could use their time more efficiently in this movie.
Mhm.
I was thinking like while I was watching this, they have all these little memey ass fucking scenes, montages, and there's a lot of internal moments with Peter about his internal struggle. But I feel like they could have used that all this fucking time to make the villains more interesting.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because we have
Spend a little
Sandman,
more time in Venom.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like all
Trying
this
to develop
fucking
his
wasted
character.
time, dude. You could have used it to fucking make your characters more interesting. You know what I mean?
Exactly.
But now you're doing all these fucking memey ass
Stupid ass.
montages. We
Uh,
love them.
Yeah, of course
I
we love
mean,
But memes weren't a
I
thing
think,
back
like,
in that day.
I
Yeah.
think he had to be thinking like, oh, this is gonna like play really well in the theater, and people are gonna be like
laughing about it.
Yeah,
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
because
This is fantastic.
you got to think about it like they're trying to get to an audience where it's not just kids, it's the kids' parents that are taking them to this movie,
True.
and they
Yeah.
want to like, you know what I mean? Like,
But
There
I
was
mean, kids'
sexual
parents, what they
references.
can't appreciate a good character development.
I guess not. I mean,
you know
I
what I'm
guess
saying?
not, because like not a lot of parents are like, oh, you're into comic book movies, I am too. Like, it's not like it is now.
I
you know
guess
what
it
mean?
wasn't like that
You
back
know,
in that
like,
day. Yeah, yeah.
It's like I compared to Shrek. You guys seen Shrek?
Yes.
In Shrek, it's like a kids movie, but it's really not.
Really
It's
adult.
really
That's
made for
funny.
adults because a
Yeah.
lot of the jokes are way over the heads of kids.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
But I know a lot of kids can watch it and
Find
appreciate
forgiveness.
Yeah, but it's like, dude.
You know what I mean?
You know what I'm saying? A little
Ah,
too much.
so-
Little too much
it.
time.
A little
on
too
the
much
jokes.
jazz is what you're saying.
Let's continue.
Find us some shade.
So they get set. The jazz club guy introduces MJ to sing, but Peter interrupts with his sweet ass piano solo. He's like, this is for you. Double time.
Double time.
He's all, thanks. Takes that drink and throws it. That's not even that song, but
And the
That's
way
a-
he goes side to side, you know what I'm
he's
talking
getting
about?
down, he's like, ding, ding, ding. Yeah, it's like-
Choreography, bro.
If
and
you-
then he like
they
kicks off his
paid-
jacket and that little force of wind that on Gwen, and
Yeah.
then it slows down. He goes, now dig on this.
And then it's all-
Boom, boom, and then it's all. with that suit on the
Can I
back.
say something?
He does not
really-
play sexy well, bro. I'm sorry.
No, he.
Go ahead.
I don't think he
He
does. But
does
like, I want to
fucking
say
not.
something because like Gwen is actually enjoying it.
Oh, she's
But,
digging
Oh,
it.
but,
yeah,
but
yeah,
also
yeah.
like
She feeling.
And they start
she's
dancing
feeling
really
it.
sexy, bro.
she's like, oh, you know what I mean? She's feeling it, bro.
No, dude, they had to pay a choreographer. You know what I mean?
Did they really? You think?
No, dude, what are you talking about?
You
Like
think?
it was
No,
like
'cause it looks like
it
they're
was
literally-
like 60 seconds. It was like a dance number.
Of course they had to pay.
You know what I mean?
that's
Yeah,
true.
they paid a
Stupid money.
choreographer to fucking make this shit.
Who
and
would think this
create
was good?
You know what I mean? And
Someone must have had been like,
We need
you
to
know,
add this.
We need to add this. Like, damn, this is like
it was fought in the
without
writers' room,
without
right?
this scene, this
Sam,
movie's not.
Listen here.
They're like,
this-
Sam, we need jazz,
Um,
lots of it.
Double
Gwen-
time.
And then we see Peter staring at MJ super intensely where Gwen catches him. Like, why? Like, obviously he was doing it first. Like, was that all for her? And then, Peter goes up to MJ and she's like, what's wrong with you? And he's like, you. And then those guys come up to him and is like, everything okay here? And Paul? And he's like, yeah, everything okay here, Paul? Take your hand off of me. Then he pushes MJ and right there he realizes the pain he's causing and leaves.
Now he realizes
yeah.
it. You know what I'm
He is
saying?
then
Now?
seen sitting intensely on a church in a suit. It's a pretty dope shot. I like that shot.
Yeah.
I do as well.
Yeah,
He goes by the
It's
church
raining.
bell, and we see Eddie, who's taking Peter's advice by going to get some religion. He's like, I've been humbled and humiliated, and I come to ask you for one thing. I want you to kill Peter Parker. Did he really he screwed him bad, right? Like
Yeah, he
that
did.
bad?
He literally
Well, got
he
him
was making-
fired.
He was making
So, no-
$50 off a picture, and he's like wants them to kill him now.
Well, yeah, but he got him
he
fired and he got his
Ruined the reputation.
his
yeah.
integrity, his
Yeah, because if you saw in the montage, fucking the Daily
oh
Bugle
yeah, it says
writes
Eddie Brock Jr. is
that
a
fucking
bitch.
fake photographer.
yeah,
Yeah,
so now
No,
he
but
like
this
if he tries to look
motherfucker
for another
actually
job.
went to church.
I
He
know.
was like the only one there.
Only
too.
one there.
He's like praying at church. Like you could
Um,
have just prayed by yourself, bro.
Peter's seen trying to take the suit off, and the bell's going nuts. And I like how you see the Venom like suit come out. It looks pretty cool.
Yeah, it does.
Eddie goes to see what the fuss is about, and somehow he's able to see Peter from all the way up there. I don't know how. And then so we get a little of the symbiote that gets on Eddie. It starts to consume him, and then does Peter not hear his screams? Because like he's like
he's
like oh like all like intense too, and like Peter's upstairs still like being defeated. And then like I mentioned earlier, this is an
Yeah.
hour and 44 minutes into the movie.
Yeah.
We're now finally getting Venom.
We're barely getting Venom. It's like the weirdest like turn of events. It's like at this point they're like, oh, you know what? Let's add this character into this movie. I don't know if he was even part of the original script.
I
'Cause
know, right? That's
you
like,
know
let's
what I
just
mean?
throw him in
Let's
there.
just throw him in there.
I mean,
like,
the symbiote, like they should have just left it as the symbiote, maybe.
yeah,
I don't know.
I mean, it was
But I
just-
mean, it would have made sense in
Yeah.
a way.
I think they were trying to capture so much of the moments of Spider-Man 2 where it was like such a social commentary on like how a hero would live. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? And like in this world, but it just was like,
So we cut to Peter back at his apartment. He's defeated. May arrives. She's like, "Hi, Peter." She says it really weird. Peter gives May the ring because he's like, "I'm not ready." He thinks he needs to think some shit over. She's like, "I heard her, Aunt May. I don't know what to do." So you start by doing the hardest thing. You forgive yourself. May comes out with this good talks like always, bro. And even leaves the ring with him because she's like, you're gonna come to your senses. Their scenes together are super good.
honestly, Aunt May has like some of the greatest not one-liners, but like pretty good-
Speeches.
yeah, speeches.
So we cut to Venom and Flint meeting up. He comes out like all intense and like,
Yeah, it was
and then I like how it's weird that Flint like just kind of walks away from it. Like he attacks him, but he still just walks away. Like he doesn't give a fuck. And then Eddie's voice has changed up. He's like, "I want him dead too, Flint." And he's like, "I want to kill the spider. You want to kill the spider. Together, he doesn't stand a chance." Interested? It gets all intense. Like, dun, 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 dun. But Topher Grace, like Toby, is not a threatening character. Like, I don't know, just coming fresh off that
Let-
70s show and shit, right?
Let's dive into this, guys.
Oh,
I wanted.
yeah.
I'm sorry. I wanted to.
There we go.
I don't know why I apologize, but Topher Grace.
Before we dig in.
I
Yeah.
think he does a good job as an actor in certain roles. Yes, but
This
the
is
way
not a
he
role for him.
the way he portrays
so
this
bad.
character, I don't know, because a lot of this is like, yeah, it's an actor, but like a lot of this is being directed. You know what I mean?
I
Like,
don't even think Tom Hardy was good Venom.
I think he was. But like, let's go into. But like, he's being directed to be like this. No one tells you like,
Well, everybody
you know
else
what?
is too.
Yeah, of course. You don't just go like, hey, be Venom like this, and then we're good. Go ahead.
Yeah.
Someone is telling him, yeah, you're doing a great job.
They said,
Yeah.
"Go."
Well, it's up to the actor though to bring that character alive. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
So
yeah.
I mean, it was there
True.
was it was faults on both sides to where like he interpreted Venom's character in this way, but the director signed off on it. You know, he saw this Venom and he was like, "Yo, that works."
Damn, that's the Venom I was looking
Yeah,
for.
exactly. But it's like you
That's
don't
it,
buy
cut.
it, bro. It's like I don't know how in the casting room they were like, "Oh, Topher Grace, you're the fucking."
There had to be something
Venom.
that like there had to be a reasoning behind Topher Grace's hiring, because he's kind of like in a sense he's the opposite of Tobey Maguire, because both of them are very awkward male characters. You know what I mean? Like they're like that. They fit that persona, but the fact that they had to like basically change the script and be evil,
Yeah.
they aren't that. That's
Yeah.
not them.
No, and like
They should have had him be evil, but in a different
he
sense.
plays
or,
a
villain.
douche really well.
Yeah.
You know, but
Yeah.
but him turning into a crazy evil villain was just
not
too
convincing,
much.
not
Another
convincing.
You feel me?
another random little thing. Like, why is it when he pulls away from the Venom suit that has the teeth and all that craziness?
Yeah.
Why does he all of a sudden have like these big ass sharp teeth?
I
You're just
don't
like,
know.
what the
Yeah.
hell? But continue. Sorry.
Yeah, seriously, dude,
Yeah.
it's weird.
When I see Venom, I think of like a buff, huge dude.
Of course,
like,
that's
like
how
a
he's always been.
big,
Yeah.
crazy. You know what I mean? Monster. But like the way they made the Venom with like the CGI and everything, he's like a skinny, like
Yeah,
weird alien kind of
strange.
thing, and it's just like
he's supposed to be beefed up.
yeah, and it's fucking Topher Grace in it. It's like okay, bro.
We cut to MJ getting into a cab where Eddie Brock is the driver. And he
Shut
grabs
the
her
fuck
face
up.
straight out of a horror movie. It's a little tense.
Mhm.
And then we cut to the news talking about some crazy shit going down. MJ is wed up in a taxi cab. Sandman and Venom seen wrecking havoc. The humanity delivers us. Peter gets his OG suit. It's time to suit up. Why is he taking so long? He's like taking such a long time to do it all. He's like, And then we get this Jennifer Dugan lady revealing the lettering in webs. It says, Spider-Man, stop us if you can. And then Jennifer Dugan goes, apparently Spider-Man has been challenged to some kind of confrontation.
It's written really well.
Can
too.
he do it? Like some stupid shit.
Yeah.
And we cut to Harry watching it on this TV. And Peter comes in and asks for some help.
Yeah.
And then we see a scarred face revealed.
Mm.
Harry refuses. And for some reason, I thought Peter had said there are bigger things happening here than you and me. Am I getting
No,
a
that's
wrong
that's
movie?
Spider-Man 2.
Was it?
Yeah. When Spider-Man gets captured in the second movie by Harry, and he takes off the mask, he's like, there are bigger things. You know what
that's
I'm
right.
saying?
Okay, I don't. Okay,
He's like, you need to tell me where she is. That type of shit. Yeah. But it's kind of the same kind of vibe,
Yes.
right?
Yeah. So, one of the greatest scenes again. Peter leaves, but Harry gets interrupted by everyone's favorite butler.
Oh God.
He goes,
Saint Bernard.
if I may, sir, I've seen things in this house I've never spoken of. The night your father died, I cleaned his wound. The blade that pierced his body came from his glider. I know
Oh,
you're trying to defend
God.
your father's honor, but there is no question that he died by his own hand. I loved your father as I have loved you, Harry, as your friends love you. And that's when they make it hard.
God, this is such a weird scene.
Such like
Why all of a sudden
like
now?
everyone's thought, why
Mhm.
the fuck right now are you
Yeah.
finally telling him
You see him engulfing himself in this fucking murderous
into
state,
madness?
into
bro.
madness, and all of a sudden, oh, just to let you know, fucking Harry,
He now
By
decides
the
to speak
way,
up.
your
Yeah,
dad
it
killed
doesn't make
himself.
him-
It wasn't
Or did
ever
the- did-
Spider-Man.
Or did Bernard not know that Peter was Spider-Man? He had to have known because I'm sure Harry probably told him.
I feel like Bernard has to know a lot.
Oh, for sure.
Like he knows
shit.
that
Like he
that,
said, I have seen things in this house.
yeah, because he knows that Norman Osborn is Green Goblin. He knows what he did, obviously.
Yeah.
But he's a
Um,
loyal ass motherfucker.
Yeah, but it's like
And who's gonna take care of him?
If he's so
Anyways.
loyal, why didn't he tell him? You
These
know what I'm
butlers
saying?
ain't
That's
loyal.
what- I don't know, man.
do you think this would have changed anything?
No.
I feel like in the movie, in a sense, like let's say he said in the second one, "Hey, just let you know."
Oh yeah, for sure.
Well, maybe that
He could have hopped his
maybe
goblin
Harry
ass over.
was now ready to receive that information.
Yeah, it's
now,
like
at this
they're
point,
like
you know
now
what I'm
that he
saying?
lost his memory.
how do
Yeah.
Got it
we?
back.
They're like, how do we make it seem like we're like, hey, just let you know, like this is happening, so that you can be good with Peter Parker. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like, what else could have they had added? Like that. That's what I feel like. A lot of the script is just.
he already nearly died trying to fight Peter, and now this motherfucker's like, maybe
Right.
it's time.
Right. So what we
I
agree
guess I
on
really
is
love
they
Peter.
could have agreed on a smarter way
Yeah.
to let Harry know
Yeah.
that
And
it
that's the thing.
wasn't Spider-Man, right?
And that's the problem.
Not just his fucking butler telling him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Stupid.
Yeah, like it could have been written way better.
So we cut back to this crime scene, and MJ's closer to her doom. She's up on this little spiderweb cab, whatever the fuck. But everyone hears this little girl somehow say, like, look, and it's Spider-Man. And this guy sends out a little slow clap. He's like,
Yeah.
and then Spider-Man lands all sick behind that United
American
States flag. He's like, fucking America, motherfucker.
That's right, dude.
And then-
America.
And then Jennifer Dugan, she's like, he seems to have
Jennifer
come out of
Dugan.
nowhere, just when all hope in the city seemed to be lost. It's like, bitch, Spider-Man always comes out of nowhere. I don't think he's ever came out of somewhere.
Straight up, she just wanted to say that.
Yeah. So Venom reveals that it's Eddie. And he's like, oh, my spider sense is tingling. If you know what I'm talking about.
Wait, what
Like,
does Peter
oh
say? He
my-
says, "My God, Eddie," and
Oh,
like
yeah.
that's when it's like that's why I asked about the voiceover earlier because I'm like, dude, the way he said "My God, Eddie,"
Just
it was
bad.
just so unemotional.
But he had his
like-
mask off at that point. No, he didn't.
No, he
No,
didn't.
he did
Not
not.
yet,
Not yet.
And then he's like, how should we kill you? He's like, I'm thinking humiliation. Kind of like how you humiliated me.
He starts crying.
Do you
Yeah.
remember? Do you remember what you did to me? It's like, basically, it just happened yesterday. Like,
Yeah,
of course he
straight-
probably remembers. And he's like, you made me lose my girl. You made me lose my girl. Now I'm going to make you lose yours. How does that sound? Tiger. But, he's doing the classic stalled villain speech. You know,
Yep.
when the villain talks forever.
could immediately
The
kill them.
monologue.
Exactly, the monologue. And that's when MJ drops that brick on his head. He's like, the Venom character looks cool. Like, honestly, he does.
Yeah, he does. He looks pretty sick.
But they just
That's
fucked it up.
scary.
And then we have another falling down and fighting scene with Venom and Spider-Man, which is a pretty cool ass scene too. And then Spider-Man falls and lands in, you guessed it, some sand. Meanwhile, we got MJ up top, gets ballsy, jumps out of the car, lands in the web. She's pretty ballsy. And then the big sand monster reveal. Spidey keeps getting foiled and trying to save MJ, and then finally gets captured and starts getting his ass beat. And then Jennifer Dugan says, "It's hard to believe what's happening. The brutality of it. I don't know how he can take any more."
He says, "This could be the end of civilization as we know it."
This could be the end of Spider-Man.
That's
as
from
we know it."
Jingle All the Way.
I know.
Yeah,
And then, but it's kind of the same.
yeah.
And then it appears Spider-Man
Very
is doomed, but
dramatic.
then boom, pumpkin bomb.
Ah.
And I remember getting the chills, and I still got the chills at the scene. I don't know what it is. And also, I remember the cheers in the theater, like, yeah.
They're friends again. You know
Yeah,
what I
and then
mean?
that's
You
super-
like to see them like genuinely being friends again.
At this point, I was like, I would do the twist.
Yeah.
You know?
And then you get those stupid little kids. They go, awesome, wicked, cool. And then Harry comes to the rescue. And Spidey says, you came. He's like, looks like just in the nick of time. And he's like, a couple minutes ago would have been good. Harry's like, what are you going to do? All stupid. And it's like, and then
pumpkin pie. I mean, strawberry.
and then Sandman appears on Harry's side. Venom appears on Spider-Man's side. He's like, I can use your help right now. He's like, I'm a little busy right now. Dun-dun-dun-dun. And then a fight commences.
I kind of like this scene, honestly.
It's a cool scene. And then Jameson shows up to the crowd. He's like, Parker, I need a photographer. Hey, kid, do you want a job? And that little shit kid's like, why would I need a job? I'm just a kid. He's like, all right, how much for the camera? $100. $100. All right, you little crook. and he looks at the film and he's like, film's extra. Like, oh, I hate that stupid little kid.
Yeah, I love shit.
But it's
He's
funny how he's
smart.
yelling.
Smart.
It's funny
Yeah,
how he's
that's all I
yelling
gotta
for.
say.
It's funny how he's yelling for Peter, but like, what if Peter's just somewhere else? Like, why does he have to be right next to Jameson at that moment?
Yeah.
Strange. Battle continues. MJ finally gets saved, and then he's like, "You okay? Good." And then Harry's like, "Hey, Pete, am I interrupting?" Super dumb. Sandman is
Super dumb.
Super dumb.
Sandman is finally down thanks to Harryhausen, and but Venom is still around.
Harryhausen.
The battle continues, and then Eddie's like, "Never wound what you can't kill." Like the way he tries to say it is like kind of suave, like it's weird.
Yeah.
And then he's like, "I like being bad. It makes me happy." Oh God, it's horrible.
Just the deliverance of these lines.
The deliverance.
Harry interrupts. And
Deliver us.
Of these bad lines.
Harry interrupts and gets knocked down, but it's revealed at that moment that loud noises don't like Venom. Pete gets this nifty idea, and then as that's happening, Venom's about to impale Peter with the glider. But then that's when Harry jumps in the way, and then Peter's like, "Harry!" Now Bernard's gonna have to clean another wound, and maybe he won't tell anybody about it.
Wait,
Huh.
damn. I kind of just put that together right now. Damn. He
He's a
died by
mother-
his own glider too.
Oh fuck. Peter
He's all,
knocks,
and then his grandchild's going to just let you
but it
know.
wasn't by his own hand this time.
Right.
It was by Venom's hand.
Venom.
Peter knocks Venom down, and it's funny because he's trying to reach for the pole and and make it all intense, but then he looks back and then he just webs it up all stupid. It's like he should have just done that in the first place, right?
That's right.
Peter pulls out Eddie out of the little wind chimes that he created, and throws the bomb in it.
The little pipes that he put
I thought that
around.
was a really cool scene, though.
It was pretty cool.
You know what I
pulls
mean?
them out
Like
and
where
then
he puts the poles around
Yeah.
him, and he
ding dong,
Yeah.
I thought that was cool, and he pulls him out, but that
Yeah.
guy runs back
and
in.
then he runs back
Yeah.
in when he tries to blow it up. He's like, no, and he dies. And it's weird that there's no remains of Eddie.
Because he blew up, right?
Yeah, but there would still be some remains.
And
Well,
would
well-
one bomb destroy the symbiote? You know
Yeah,
what I'm
but you
saying?
guys got to
It's
think about
like-
it like this. Do you guys recall the first one when Green Goblin goes, "Out am I?" and he throws the bomb and they disintegrate?
Oh,
It's about the
maybe
s-
it's that
Makes sense.
special kind of bomb.
It'll be that special kind of bomb.
But I
Yeah,
think you
okay.
still see a little symbiote squirming.
You think a little bit, yeah.
I don't know,
But you
and
hear
then-
like a little
Yeah,
or whatever.
It's
Yeah,
funny.
so it's like,
funny because you see Sandman in the corner just watching. He's like,
and like his arm is like,
Yeah,
kind of like
random.
slowly disintegrating the sand
he's
or whatever
like,
the hell.
I didn't want this, but I had no choice. And he starts telling Peter the story, and we get to see Ben die again. And Loki gets
Different kind of
tears.
scene.
Yeah, exactly. And it's kind of dumb how the gun ended up being a little fired. Like my partner ran up. I had the gun in my hand, and he's like, "I'm not asking you to forgive me. I'm asking for religion." No, he didn't say. It. He said, "I'm not asking for you to forgive me. I just want you to understand." And Peter's like, "I've done terrible things too." And then he's like, "I didn't choose to be
like
this.
dance in the jazz club.
The only thing I left of me now is my daughter." And then Peter says, "I forgive you."
Wow.
Pretty cute. And the Sandman sands away, flies into the distance. Who knows where the fuck he goes? Maybe to the beach.
The Spider-Man 4 kind of thing, right? They
Yeah,
try
exactly.
to see,
But before we finish this, one last Peter and Harry exchange. He's like, "None of that matters, Peter. You're my friend." It's like best friend, and that's when Harry dies. And that's when Peter
Dang.
ugly dies. Ugly
and
cries.
Kristen Dunst had a little ugly cry
Yeah,
this
she's
time
like,
too.
Yeah. She's like, "I wanted to do the twist on his deck." We cut to the funeral
Mm.
where we always seem to end up. And then Peter again, whatever comes our way, whatever battle is raging inside us, we always have a choice.
Mm.
My friend Henry taught me that. Did he say that? I don't remember saying that.
I don't even remember
And
him
then he
saying
goes,
that shit.
he chose to be the best of himself. It's the choices that makes us who we are. And we can always choose to do what's right. You see Flash in the background
Damn.
too. And then we cut back to the jazz club where MJ's singing about never loving again. Peter walks in. Hopefully he didn't hear that part. She stops mid-song, which she always seems to do. She's
Yep.
always just kind of ruins. And she stops and they hug. Maybe it's time to start over. The end.
Incredible.
Incredible.
It's wonderful.
I'm
Oh, wonderful.
never
Wonderful.
falling
It's
in
like-
love. Oh, yeah, that's right.
wonderful.
They say that
Falling in love.
wonderful.
Damn, sing back.
Dang.
You know what I'm saying?
That
You
is-
know what I'm saying? We're gonna karaoke
Now-
after this.
Oh, shit. So
I just want to get into
that
I'm just kidding.
concludes Spider-Man 3. And before we get
Spider-Man
into
3.
this,
Some things.
what do you guys think? Ernie, what do you think about this movie?
It's funny and you know,
You said it's wonderful.
so I think this movie surprisingly is pretty good. I don't know why. I watched this movie twice, enjoyed it.
But what is your rating?
I would rewind it, dude. And that's the problem, Sid. I love it. I love it. It's weird.
it.
It's like a movie. Like it doesn't matter how shitty it is. I can watch it and be like, damn. And just
Yeah.
it's like a movie that you hate to enjoy. Does that make sense?
No, I get you.
You love
Or
it?
don't hate, but you
Love
love
it.
it.
I
Hate
got
it,
you.
rewind it. I'm just kidding. But you know what I mean? Like I rewind it. Like I watched this movie. This and the first one I rewind a lot.
Yeah.
The second one is like one of those like I
Wow.
have to watch randomly because I know it's a really good movie. It's solid.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, this one is the one that I have to just I have to watch it. It's just because it's
I-
so weird.
I get
It's
what
easy to
you're saying.
watch. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
No, for sure. I get what you're saying by that. It's that you like watching it and you hate liking it because it's entertaining.
Definitely.
And like the entertainment value is there, and that's why it's fun to watch. You know what I mean? You're not really bored. But
No.
the thing is that like, okay, this is how I see it. It's like watching it again and like to do this, it's like the time of the movie was used so inefficiently.
Of course,
know what
yeah,
I'm saying?
definitely. We can all agree
And that's
that.
a big thing, you know, but I agree that it was still really fun to watch, you know, and it was still entertaining. So I'm gonna have to give what's the middle rating?
Love it.
Man,
So-
I don't even know if I would love it.
So,
Gotta
so
have it.
like it, love it, rewind it.
I like it.
Oh,
Wow. Okay.
shit.
And
I like
I
it.
think
Coming from your first two, which you were rewinders.
Yeah.
You know, exactly. And
Interesting.
But that's the
well,
thing.
no,
it
no,
was-
yeah.
there was like, because the first two, there was things in it obviously that weren't done very well. But you know, I watched it when I was a younger age, and
Mm.
also it was just done better in my opinion. So that's rewinded for me. But
yeah.
this I watched, I guess, older, and there were
More
things that
wise.
went down. Yeah, and there were things that went down in this movie
Yeah.
that you were just like, damn, I don't know if I could look past it.
No, definitely.
You know what I mean?
I
But
agree.
hey, but every time I watch it, I'm like, hey, I'm
I'm
It
in.
was good. Yeah, it was fine, but I'm not all in.
Interesting.
So that's how I feel.
What about you, Alex? What do you feel?
That's a like it right there.
It's tough to say, Ernst. It's really tough to say.
I was
because- and I
waiting for
remember the
this.
hype behind this
Yeah.
movie.
Yeah, it was
And
big.
I remember
hype.
watching
Yeah.
it the first time I watched it. I disliked it because all this shit, like you said, they
Mhm.
use their time not wisely. It was bad. This all around. But as the seasons grew, and so did we. uh,
Dang,
you
Terry
like that?
Jacks, dude.
As the
seasons grew,
it got
he
better with
said.
age. Similar to the Star Wars prequels.
yeah.
They got better with age. They're
Ah.
still bad, but this one definitely got better with age. So I
Interesting.
mean,
I think
I don't know.
no. Just to go into it,
I
like,
thought I was reviewing.
no, you're fine. I just
Uh-huh.
want to say something because, like, I
Yeah,
think I
before
know
we
what
get
you're trying to
into
say.
Mhm.
As you grow older, you do grow a different appreciation for the movies. You know what I
Exactly,
mean? I
yeah.
think that's what you're trying to say. But go ahead. Continue.
But yeah, I would agree. The time was not used wisely. So as far as my rating, I think
we
I
at?
will have to put in the Lovitz.
Understandable.
okay.
I would love it.
Understandable.
I am honestly surprised. I thought you would say rewind just because
I was
quote,
getting close to that, but
we
I,
quote this movie. This is
We
like one of the
do.
movies we quote a lot.
but I guess we
You know what I
rewind
mean?
only certain scenes.
That's true.
Yeah.
Which
that
you
is
just
correct.
recently sent the videos of Tobey Maguire dancing in the jazz club, and I
Yeah.
will watch those forever
It
because
doesn't matter
I have
where we
the
see him.
biggest laugh ever, like regardless. And the memes I've seen, it's just
Yeah.
so great the way people do it, and it's
Yeah.
hilarious.
I mean, at the end of the day, though, like a movie is supposed to be a good movie. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
Like there's so
But
many
I
movies you
will
can
say-
meme out.
And I will say too, it felt like we were shitted on when this movie first came out because the hype was so real.
Oh, I see.
And I think I
got
remember
you.
it had
You-
it was like the biggest like
Expectations
grossing
were
movie.
real
Yeah,
low.
you got to think about it as
Or
well.
high,
Like
I mean.
we're coming from such a big high of the second one, and
Yeah.
then
Yeah.
going into this third one that wasn't gonna be as popular, I guess, because it just changed the dynamic of every character in
Yeah.
a different way, and it was like such a big gamble for these people.
Yeah.
I think we could all agree that the script was written in such a way that it doesn't make sense. You know what I mean? There's
Yeah.
so many things that are like, why is this there? Why is this there?
Mm-hmm.
And then we're here now? Like, why?
Yeah.
And I guess it not until they filmed it they could understand it till its full,
Mhm.
Yeah.
you know, what they actually did.
Yeah.
So-
I see it as like, like a Fast and Furious movie.
Mm.
I just see it as pure action, comedic entertainment,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
really nothing else. Like
Popcorn,
that's what
popcorn
that is.
flick. Yeah,
Popcorn
Exactly,
flick,
like, it
popcorn
just-
flick.
But bunch of action, bunch of crazy CGI scenes.
Yeah.
And that's just how I view it.
A little
let me-
over the
let
top
me-
at
let
times.
me,
Yeah.
let me
Yeah.
talk about a review
Oh,
Here
yeah.
we go.
that I read. It's a 1 star. The title is "What the F." ...
Okay.
To start off,
And
I have
more
to say
ellipses.
that I
Yeah.
did love the first 2 movies of the trilogy. Like, okay, this is partly why I'm feeling forced to write a comment here. My first one, parentheses.
A lot
As
of those.
many others have already pointed out, this movie stinks. But why? Some of you may wonder. Well, there are many reasons why. I will now name a few. Number 1, this movie completely undoes the first one by destroying the moment that made Spider-Man what he was. Reed was. I don't know.
Okay.
2, I have seen many very bad movies with ever worse dialogue, but this one takes the price. Lines like, I guess one man can make ... and oh, the brutality ... could be better delivered by a stoned Schwarzenegger before he knew any English at all.
Oh my god, that's
Damn.
crazy. Imagine.
3, I felt embarrassed when watching the jazz club scene. Enough said about that one.
Yeah.
4, my
true.
summary of the review is to enlighten my feelings when Spider-Man lands in front of a smiggin' big American flag. I mean, come on. What the F is this?
America.
5, who did say okay to put Topher Grace on the role of Eddie Brock / Venom? I'm going to
Yeah.
pray to God on his behalf. 6, as many before me has stated, Mary J not only looks like one, but is one anorexic, whiny hoe in this movie.
Wow.
She was a bit
Whoa.
irritating in the previous ones,
I
but
don't
not
agree.
nearly as much as this. The only reason I did not give this movie a 1-star rating is the scene where Sandman is born. That it is a 1-star.
That is
Yeah.
what the
but it's
Yeah.
like you said, that
fucking
scene
weird. But
It's like
that's
a
a great scene.
summation of kind of what we were talking about, right?
a little bit.
Yeah, a
Yeah,
little
a little
bit.
bit.
I
And
would agree with some things on there, but not everything. Because
Yeah.
these
She
people
has a
just
valid point, and like I always, go ahead, continue. Sorry.
No, you're good. You're good.
No, I was gonna say because I always say this, and like, like you're gonna go watch this movie, like, what do you expect? Yeah, but a lot of people are entitled to their opinion. Yeah.
Yeah.
Of course.
And I guess a lot of it is born, or it comes from like where they're coming from, what they viewed before, and all that stuff. And just like going into this, like the review, I get why they did this one. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
No. for
Every
sure.
other review we've read up to this point, I'm like, okay, they're just talking shit a little bit, but this
Mhm.
one, it's
It's
pretty
understandable.
valid. You know what I
No,
mean?
for sure.
I see it.
And a
you
lot of the
know?
reviews were on the same. Of like
Just
this
kind of-
movie in
What
general.
was
Yeah.
the rating overall? Do you know? Like, was it like
Oh.
a 6 point? No, no
Yeah, I
worries.
wasn't that crazy.
It was like a 4 point something for
Yeah,
6
it
point
was bad.
something.
Because
It
yeah.
was, it was not good.
Spider-Man 2, like Rotten Tomatoes, was pretty good. I
Was
think it
it?
was like 93% or something like that. But then I don't know. Yeah, what's the Rotten Tomato on this one?
I'm gonna look it up right
I
now.
don't
Arnie's
know.
looking it up. Yeah.
But yes, it was a enjoyable movie. Saying thank you again for coming on the podcast. We've enjoyed your time. We hope you come back on any other movies you so far choose.
I've had a great time, guys. This trilogy, no matter how weird that this third one was,
Yeah.
I mean, I'm gonna have love for this trilogy,
yeah.
no matter what. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be defending this trilogy.
Damn, the day
Oh,
you died.
to the
What
day I
was the tomato
died.
score?
All right, so it was tomato was 63%, and the audience score was 51%.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense.
So how many
Makes a lot of
tomatoes
sense.
is that?
That's about
kidding.
63%.
yeah.
That's 12 times.
But
But,
yes, anybody listen? Oh, go ahead.
It's
Sorry.
262 reviews for it. is
We're
what it is,
gonna,
so,
you know what I mean? This movie was a lot of fun, but you guys need to get me back on Rush Hour.
Oh,
Definitely. It's crazy. It's like,
When you guys, I don't know when, but when you guys do touch the Rush Hour series
Yeah.
or the Shanghai Noon series, okay, we're
Goddamn.
talking about the Jackie
damn,
Chan's,
he's
the
coming
Jackie
back.
Chan
It's
movies,
coming
all
back, they
right?
say.
You know,
I'm in there.
and I'm glad that you said something because we definitely we'll probably do a few episodes just me and him, but we
Yeah, of course.
definitely want to have a third person because it was nice to get a different perspective than what we are because we usually are pretty like similar in what we
Yeah.
like and how
Yeah,
we feel about a
exactly.
movie, but we love to hear like a perspective on someone else's.
And
Yeah,
speaking
one.
of that, anyone listening, if you would like to join us, go ahead and let us know. And
you
pick.
go.
Be sure to pick a movie
that you feel
that
comfortable
you
doing.
feel comfortable
Yeah.
talking about and
Right.
enjoying, and we will love to include you in the cast.
Hell yeah.
Do we have anything else to say, boys?
No, man, I had a great time. Thank you again, Sang, for joining us. I
Tobey
appreciate it.
Maguire, Spider-Man,
Of course,
forever.
Of course, we got our plugins. We got our Quotables cast, Twitter, Instagram,
There you go.
Sang on Instagram.
Saint Kang at Deadweight Industries. That's my
Deadweight
clothing brand.
Industries. Yes,
March, end of March, we're coming out with some new clothes. So if you guys want
Nice.
to check that out,
Yep,
we'd appreciate that.
Yep. Official
then,
sponsor of
And
Quotables.
then we have our
There we go.
Instagram, which is mine is Journey JOUERNIE.
Man, double A's.
Luxman.
Thank you. Let us know anything else.
That's it.
Any suggestions of movies? And if you guys don't have anything else,
Yeah.
I think we're good. Let's
do it.
tune this out.